Okay, I did it again. I don't know if this is gonna work. Just let me just check it on my phone. Sorry, man. I haven't streamed in like 2 months, so I kind of forgot how to do it.
I'm glad you're giving me the time of day. Seriously,
Of
I
course,
really
man.
really appreciate your work.
Of course, man. I appreciate you. There we go. Okay, everything is good to go. Well, hey guys, Hamza here. Today I am with what's your name? I mean, you don't have to say your name actually. What's your alias? What's your anonymous name? You want to
Let's go with Joe. I don't know.
Joe? Okay, I'm with
Whatever.
here. I'm with Joe. Joe, where are you from? You're from Israel.
Yeah, yeah. Born and raised here.
Born and raised in Israel. Clearly, you can see his shirt as well. He has a Tel Aviv shirt on. I just met him on Omegle randomly. I've selected Israel. He popped up, and we exchanged a few words before any of this. But he was, what you were more so telling me about my videos and how you liked my videos and you agreed with them.
Yeah, like I ran across you like about a year ago, like in the height of genocide, and I was playing an instrument for a few seconds, and back then I didn't really want to speak because I was really exposed, and I realized I was like in one of your like some sort of like a live stream, and then I kind of like looked for you, looked you up because other people told me, hey, you were live on Hamza's stream, and I found your stuff, and I think what you're doing is important because it's really important to show how
Wow.
radicalized and like mentally out of its completely mental Israeli society is these days, like
Wow.
after.
Okay, wow, this is very interesting, and I want to just say this to the viewers, and I think we mentioned this a little bit before. Hold on, my chat is saying there's an echo. Chat, are we echoing? Are we echoing for real? Bro, so many technical difficulties, it's actually crazy. Slight echo, but it's fine. Only him? Oh, only you're echoing. It's not on your end, bro. Hold on, let me fix this on my
Right.
end. If I do this and that. Okay, and I do this. Okay, talk real quick.
Hey, test 1 2 3.
Okay, is he echoing now or is he good? Is he echoing now or is he good?
1 2 test. Says control.
Good, yeah? We fixed it. Nice. Okay. Now, okay, nice, 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 nice. Okay, great. Well, and we're live on YouTube. Everything is good to go on here, I believe. Okay, so Joe,
Hey, what's up, man?
what's up, Joe? What's up, man? So
Uh,
Joe, you've been watching my videos for how long? Since I've started for the past few years, you think?
Honestly, like for the last year, like since I came across you like here on the Omegle,
Okay.
and I looked into you and I watched your streams, and I think it's important what you're doing.
Wow, wow. I appreciate that. Now I have a question. Have you always had this thought process or were you once a Zionist?
I was not a Zionist since my mid teens, I guess. Like since I kind of like evolved my own political consciousness, it was mostly because of my exposure to the local punk scene, I guess. Because it was always kind of like radical, anti-Zionist, always like supporting the Palestinian cause. And I've been on this track for like the last I don't know, almost 25 years, and I'm glad people are finally paying attention.
Wow, so you've been on strike for how many years?
I mean, I've not been a Zionist for like 25 years at least. I'm like in
Wow.
my early 40s now,
You're
and
you're in your early 40s.
yeah.
Okay. So when you were a teenager, maybe 15 or even earlier than that or younger than that, you were a Zionist or you were growing up with those Zionist ideologies?
Yeah, yeah. I come from a like a liberal Zionist family, and my entire family is like subscribed to like this concept that Israel can be good, and like like kind of like still caught up like in their parents' generation ideals of like establishing like a Jewish socialist state and all this kind of bullshit.
Okay,
And I grew
interesting.
and I grew up like in a very very different reality from them. So I like they were like the founding generation of the country, and they lived like in a very different fantasy than the one I live in.
Very interesting. And would you say that you disagree with a lot of your friends and family?
Yeah, but recently some of them have been catching up to me. Like
Okay.
for example, I avoided like mandatory IDF draft to the IDF. Like when I was a teenager, I feel like I was rescued like in the last second by my friends. And back then, my family didn't accept it. And nowadays, they're like they kind of agree with it. They kind of say, "Man, I'm really happy that you're not part of this army and whatever they're doing." I mean, they recognize the crimes, just not like they don't realize that it's very systematic. They think it's like
Okay. Okay.
natural
Wow.
suicide.
Wow. And would you say that the way you think amongst Israelis, it's not a popular opinion, right? The ones that you
No,
have.
it's not. It's not. I mean, it's like even among the opposition, there are some subjects which are taboo. For example, you can see like the liberal opposition, what is called like the Democrats Party.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they somehow get to manage like settler attacks in the West Bank. Wow, great!
Yeah.
But they would never speak about 22,000 children in Gaza,
Yeah.
because this is like a completely taboo subject in our
Yeah.
society.
Now I have people commenting right now, why are you not showing your face? Is it because you are afraid of what you might be saying is detrimental to, you know, your status in Israel? Maybe this could
I mean,
harm you in some way?
I'm pretty sure my friends and family will recognize my voice immediately, but they're not likely to, whatever. I mean, because I know you're a very successful YouTuber and your broadcasts have like a very high profile. And I do some like public stuff in Israel, like in all sorts of fields. So I don't want to, I don't want to get famous through this, basically,
Okay,
because
great. Great. And now if are you worried to express these opinions that you have to your government or to others in Israel?
I find that especially since I mean I always kind of like took pride in that I have like a big mouth and I'm not ashamed to speak my mind. But like ever since October 7th and the huge radicalization that happened here, I'm very cautious. Like even in like very intimate conversations, like I'm really trying to avoid like expressing my opinions. Like whenever I first meet somebody, I just like I kind of like sniff around to see if he's
Hmm.
just been to Gaza or whatever, like
Wow.
trying to figure out what this person has went through and what is like general opinion before I really open up. And this is something I never did before October 7th.
Wow. 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 And and what was the biggest misconception about Palestinians that you heard growing up?
Well, ever since I grew up, there was like a strain in Israeli society that was like completely dehumanizing to Palestinians, and it never went away. It just like became very prominent. Like let's say people like Ben-Gvir, who are like proponents of like a completely racist Nazi-like ideology. They have been like on the outskirts of Israeli society until like the last few years, and now their ideas are legitimized from the top. I mean, it's become like the state religion in a
Yeah.
sense.
Okay, interesting. And the reasons I ask you the questions before this one, in terms of like how your family thinks about this, your friends, and the fact that you have to jump around and kind of beat around the bush a little bit when you're speaking to people about Israel or your government. I want it to be clear, and I wonder if you agree with this. I want it to be clear to the audience that this is a very like unpopular opinion in Israel, and that it is maybe a single digit percentage of those that live in Israel that think this way. What do you think about that?
This absolutely. Like I've always been kind of like on the fringes. I've been like an anarchist. I've been involved in like activism and like the punk community and like a lot of also like LGBT and human rights and animal rights activities. So I'm like kind of like a fringe guy, and I've always been. And to be honest, we have a community. We have multiple communities in Israel, just as much as Israeli like society in general is radicalized. Like our radicals are very hardcore, and you can see this like with the activists going on the ground. But we're out there. We're growing in numbers, I would even say, but
Okay.
we're very few and far between.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're growing, but it might not be enough right now.
It's never been enough.
Never been enough. Okay. Yeah. Totally understand. Wow. And how do Israelis view the occupation in the West Bank?
It really depends on what sector of Israel you're talking about. Like despite like it's seeming like a big monolith, there is like a cultural war inside Israel going on for like at least the last 40, 50 years, which is also based like on racial and class separation. It's like a very classic, capitalist fascist doctrine. which tries to find the society, and to find the weak spots, you basically instill a lot of racism, ignorance, and hatred of foreigners, which manifests itself into the monster that we see today. But if you look at it like from the inside, you can see that Israeli society is very fragmented. Like I would say about 40-50% consider the West Bank as, I don't know, like their ancestral home or whatever. And I kind of get it, because if you look at the stories of the Bible, yeah, there is obviously a connection between those places and like ancient Judaism, but like modern Israel and Palestine and all those realities that we have today are like very nation states kind of like realities, and people are really radicalized about this. Like the other half, they see it as like some sort of like a burden, but a necessary one. One which is like for the terms of security, we have to hold them. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but if you put your boot like on someone's face for like 50 years, what do you expect them to be nice when you lift it up?
Mm.
So they're like caught in like this mental cycle, and they realize that they are oppressing other people, but you can't take your foot off, because then the person you're squishing is going to be angry, obviously.
Yeah,
you know
yeah, yeah. And it's only going to get worse as they keep squishing that person with that with their boots, right?
yeah,
Um,
but I do want to say that I feel like my point of view, which might be slightly different than yours, is that we are all like autonomous creatures. Like we all have the power to make decisions that change our reality, whether we're like Israelis or whether we are Palestinians. And everything we do every day can change people's minds. Like we're not destined to react in one way or another. We always have a choice, and this is something for me that I chose to embrace. Like the ability to change reality one step at a time.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I agree. I think we all do have our own choices. I think it's it starts with the choice of putting that boot on the neck in the first place, right? Like if you don't do that, then maybe they'll pick their choices a little more lightly, I guess. I don't know, but I think yeah. So in terms of Israel proper, right? In Haifa, Yafa, Akka, and and so forth. In Israel, do you think that Palestinians are treated equally or not?
No, absolutely not. Like even if by the terms like the laws infrastructure, it's painted like they're equal. Like in terms of like in like all civil terms, they've been kind of like squeezed out of like Israeli reality for like since the founding of the country, and that's you know back then I would say, oh, that's a shame, and right now I realize that it's systematic. Like like no Palestinian city have been given a grant to expand like since 1948, and ever since they've been like obviously building houses illegally be- because they grow. They have children and grandchildren, so they have to grow, so they build like another floor and another one, and like their towns are underdeveloped, and they suffer from a lot of systematic oppression. And in the same way, because they have to keep surviving, they become like criminals, because they are
Mm,
operating against the laws of the state that are built against them like originally. And that's like the inherent racism in the Israeli system. And I think many people realize it, but even people who are like anti-racists, like by principle, it's like a very low priority for them because of all like the occupation, and everything else that's
mm,
going on. Like everything is very fundamentally broken here.
yeah, interesting. Okay, and have you personally ever seen a Palestinian get treated poorly by an Israeli soldier in front of you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and can you give me a story or two that you've seen that stuck with you?
Uh, there are many, but let's just say that like you don't have to. It's like it's very mundane. I mean, even if you're just driving in a roadblock and you get right through, and another person is behind you, is getting like strip search and everything. I think like the extreme cases of like radical settlers that go into Palestinian towns and burn families like alive. These are the cases that are brought up a lot, even in like Israeli media. Now they're like finally paying attention. But what's disregarded is like the daily inhumane treatment of like a civil population that's been going on for like over 50 years. It's like literally the
Mm.
longest human rights crisis in history right now.
And now, when you say that Israeli media is now finally picking up on it, are you talking about media sources like Haaretz?
No, they've been following it like honestly kind of bravely for quite a lot, and you have writers that actively speak about genocide, and I don't know, Haaretz is kind of unique in that matter. I'm speaking about like TV news and
Like
stuff like
more
this.
more 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 mainstream media.
Yeah, and I think that's mostly because that Israeli politics right now is aligning towards elections,
Oh,
and
okay. So so
like
so they're using it to their advantage.
yeah, like the liberal left is kind of like trying to make it like another hinge issue because a lot of people, I mean, in the end, it's people. They see people suffering and they don't tolerate it. They just like the government relies on us never seeing it.
Okay, interesting. Wow. And if you had a message to give to the Israeli people watching this stream, what would you say?
Uh, I'm sick of trying to give messages to Israelis.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I've been screaming for a while, man.
and it hasn't been heard by, the average Israeli.
I'm just hoping like for some, I don't know, event to shake them up because obviously like individuals can't and NGOs cannot, and like people are really, in the end, like I'm not as critical to like Israeli society as I've been before because I realize most people are struggling. Like even though you really can't compare like suffering, but everybody's suffering in this region right now. And like for some people to realize that he's been wrong and he has to like give up like what he's been following for many years. It's a process,
Do
and
you,
people are really desperate right now, and maybe it's just gonna happen. I don't know.
when you say they're suffering, are you more so saying they're victims of their own society?
Yeah, like everything is fundamentally broken if people don't realize why we're like caught in like an infinite loop of like endless wars after
Uh-huh.
we've been promised like peace, free security, and
Yeah,
all this
I,
kind of stuff.
I I don't. So I do think to a certain extent that they are victims of their own society by being indoctrinated from such a young age, and they are that they're following their own media that's filled with propaganda and lies. But I don't think it reaches a certain point where I don't think it's not the government's fault only. It starts to
Yeah,
become the
this
society's fault as well. I mean, when you have the internet and you have these videos coming out of Gaza. I know Israel controls your media as well, but it's something that, like, look at you, right? You got out of that hole, and I think it's very possible for people to do so. But I don't think we should give them a pass because of they're suffering from their own society, and they've been indoctrinated from such a young age. I don't like if I see an 8-year-old right on here saying they want to kill me because I'm Palestinian. I mean, they're young and they could come out of it before they hit the teenage years. But if they don't, they are now the problem, right? As a kid, it might be your parents, it might be your guardians, but
yeah, and this is why I'm saying like every person has an autonomy, and eventually like even if he was raised in like circumstances which are really forcing him to be like in one way or another, you still have a choice. You can still decide whether you're going to be for peace or you're going to be like a violent person who's going to kill
yeah,
like in.
yeah,
And everybody in this world in the end has this choice, and you know it it determines whether you're going to be like guilty of war crimes or not.
yeah.
but
Now
but
the
the perception is toxic, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Now the problem with the Israeli society, they think peace means something else. What does the average Israeli view peace as? What is peace to an average Israeli?
uh, that's an interesting question because the word itself has kind of like became taboo in the recent years, and that's crazy for me because when I was growing up, like even Netanyahu, his election slogan was making like a safe peace. Peace used to be like the slogan of the 90s, like everybody, they wanted peace. They realized that we were on the verge of like achieving peace in the Middle East. What it means, they didn't really know. Like they kind of like embraced Yitzhak Rabin's interpretation of it, which in the end, how it turned out. But I think it was also sabotaged by the following far right governments, and that they really tried to nullify whatever agreements was made with the PLO. But in some sense, I think most people considered it like economic peace. For example, I remember that one of the pinnacles of the agreements with the PLO was the casino in Jericho. Israelis could go to Jericho and finally play in a legal casino. That kind of
It's
bullshit.
crazy.
I
Crazy.
think that's the epitome of what peace meant to Israelis. Hey, we're gonna get like we can play in a casino, or we get free stuff, or we can get stuff really cheap from like the nearby community, and whatever. If
Interesting.
that's what
So
it means, if that's what it is, I'll take it. If that's how they're gonna perceive it.
I don't know. I don't think that sounds just to Palestinians, though, right? I mean, peace to us is a one state solution from the river to the sea, equal rights for all, a multi ethnic, multi religious state. That's what peace looks like to us. That's what justice and peace looks like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
us, right?
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
and I think from my you know my history of speaking to Israelis, my experience of speaking to Israelis, their version of peace is, them being okay, them having safety, them having money, them having a roof over their heads, not worrying about the people in Gaza, where they are being bombed to the ground and their limbs are being torn apart by Israeli bombs and rubble falling on their bodies. Right? That is still peace to Israelis. Do you agree?
Yeah, as long as Israelis are peaceful, yeah, they don't mind anybody else suffering. But man, does anybody? Honestly, I'm an anarchist. I feel like
Does
all nation
anybody?
states are kind of like wrong in this sense of
What do you
security.
mean? Does anybody?
Like, does anybody care about people across the border in any country in this world?
I mean, if you are a human, I think you should, right? I think you
Yeah,
should,
me
like,
too.
I mean, if I weren't Palestinian, I would still be speaking on this issue the same way I speak about Sudan, Congo, and other countries that I have no association with, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
because, I mean, they're not even close to me. They're not even by the border, but they're across the world, and I'm still speaking about them because it's the human thing to do. So maybe that's your perspective or that's your thought process around it, but I do think, especially that they're neighbors, they should be, and they're on stolen land, they're on their own, they're on Palestinian land at the end of the day. They should 100% be empathetic to the death of children or the death of innocent life, period, whether it's near them or thousands of miles away. It doesn't matter, to be honest. But um
I realized that Israelis, just like I think everybody else, they don't care about anybody else other than like Jews, and even then they only care about the kind of Jews that
yeah.
are like them. They don't care about any other Jews. Like, I could say that the biggest thing I felt after October 7th is how fragmented Israeli society is, because the people who were killed around them, never mind the circumstances, they were mostly identified with the Israeli left because they were members of like kibbutzim. They were like liberals. They basically kind of like supported peace. They were more involved in the general society in like peace initiatives and stuff like this. And you can see that most people really don't give a shit about them, even though they are Jews. Because they're not the same kind of Jews as they are. It
Yeah,
just gave them like
you might
a pretext to for
if
violence.
you're not an extremist, you're not a real Jew, right? To them is basically what it is.
I mean, just 1 week before October 7th, like the height of like Israeli society, what was happening is that a lot of like fanatical religious Jews, they went to Tel Aviv to like kind of like provoke the local population into violence, like on Yom Kippur, which is like the holiest day in Judaism. So I think like Israeli society was like on the brink of like civil war just before October 7th happened.
Interesting. And I think that's you'll see that it happens in stages. Like you'll have inside of Israel proper, you'll have the extremists kind of look at the leftists like, yo, what are you doing? And you're not a real Jewish person. But then you'll have the extremists in the Israeli settlements that don't even look at the extremists in Israel proper as real Jews, because they want to annihilate literally like every little thing. Right? They are the worst of the
I
worst,
mean,
and they
I mean, they
they don't
just want to
even.
convert everybody to have like the same. I mean, what they want is that like the radical right wingers, like the, let's call them hoodlums, will take care of the leftists, and then they will just convert the hoodlums into becoming religious, and then the Messiah will come or whatever.
Interesting. And I did want to go back to the point of you saying who wouldn't or who would care about their neighbors, I guess, or people around the border who would care. I think everyone but Israelis care about their neighbors and other human life. I just don't think Israeli society necessarily cares. As you mentioned, they don't care about anyone but themselves, right? I mean, they.
I'm honestly just more pessimistic than you are. I think people in general, they don't really care about anybody other than themselves. Like Turks care about Turkey, and they hate their Greek and Kurdish neighbors equally.
I mean, I think there's definitely a conversation around that specifically, and maybe around like certain scenarios. But I think I think Israelis are unique in the sense of that they literally will point at a child and call them a terrorist. I mean, you don't see that in other countries, whether they care about human life dying or not, and they'll still go about their day. It's
I
very
agree that Israelis would do this, but
yeah.
I don't agree that they're the only ones. Like I feel
Oh,
like it's kind
interesting.
of
So you think interesting? Okay, you don't think there's the only one. I personally haven't seen a different other people look at their neighboring country or neighboring people, whatever, just across the border, and point at them at 5 years old, saying, "Hey, that's a terrorist, and we need to kill them," and seeing them be delimbed right in front of their eyes, and not give a shit about that. And not only that, they are the ones doing the killing. They are the ones doing the delimbing, which I think it's very unique. I mean, I don't know.
it's unique. I think it's unique, like for the 21st century. Let's put it this way, because we're seeing it like very vividly. It's like the most documented war in history.
Mhm.
Um, but for me, I feel like this has been this bloody 150 years of like the old empires breaking down into nation states, and they're fighting each other over like ethnic and national
Yeah,
ideals. Ethnic cleansing is it's like a
yeah,
modern thing,
yeah, yeah.
and it's been
No, no.
repeating like since the Holocaust and before the Holocaust.
Mhm.
Like, but I'm an anarchist. This is the ideology I prescribe to.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm, I agree that it's not necessarily like the fact that people that are being killed and not being cared about isn't unique. I agree with that. I mean, you look at people in Sudan, right? Sudanese people, some of them don't care. You know what I mean? Or like there's a civil war going on, right? It's
Yeah.
not. So I mean, I agree to that, with that. But I just think the ideology that Israel has specifically is very, like, Zionism is a very unique thing. I think it's a very, it's very cancerous to society as a whole. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that. So I think that's more so, what I'm talking about. And I'm curious, what is your definition of Zionism?
And I think it's like a very I mean, let's put it this way. I've been growing up here, and I always heard that Zionism, like in its rawest meaning, is like Jews have the right to found a country in their ancestral homeland. Uh, you know, for me, that's like a very thin definition. But like in the political context of things, it defines parties which are supporting this notion, or parties who don't are mostly like for democracy for all, or like Orthodox parties who believe in the rule of God, and stuff like this. So I think like Zionism in Israel is like the army of the IDF, in a sense. It's the religion of no choice, of we have no other place, of like of generational trauma. Like
Interesting.
I'm trying to think about like a theme which contemporary Zionism like really rhymes with. It's like a combination of like fear and guilt at the same time. I don't know. Like I don't have like a very clear definition, except like for the basic one which I said before, and that was the one that I subscribed to as a child. Before I became like an anarchist, before I recognized that humans are no different than each other.
Because it sounds good to you, right? It sounds good to you as a kid or as a Jewish person. It's like, oh, we got our home, right? But it doesn't get into the details of things, of how Zionism is imperialism, it's fascism, it's racism, it's I mean, it's colonialism at the
Yeah,
end of the day,
absolutely.
right? And you don't see that, right? You have to like kind of look into it a little more as an Israeli, I guess, to see that, especially because your media is suppressing the truth even more. Um,
There's no longer like a monolith of truth like in this world, and I think it's really obvious by the fact that people can see like the same video and interpret it like in completely different ways because of how their minds are wired,
I
like according
agree.
to theology.
I agree. I agree. I've spoken to Israelis that have told me to, you know, do X, Y, and Z to myself, or they wanted to kill Palestinian children themselves or whatever. And I've had Zionists in my chat watch that over, literally watch an Israeli soldier tell me that they want to kill me because I'm Palestinian, and they're telling me that they cooked me and he beat me in that debate or whatever. And that's because of how they are wired, and that's how their brains are wired, is that they are viewing what they are saying as correct and valid. That, hey, what he said was true. I mean, the kids in Gaza, they're going to grow up and become terrorists. That's why we need to kill all of them, right? And they agree with that, and they think this is normal, unfortunately.
I think it's just like this is a form of cynicism which is expressed by immature opinions that yeah, they're like this, we should kill all of them. And they think that if they express this thing to someone like you, like a Palestinian, that they're winning the discussion because they're showing you, haha, I don't care about you or whatever.
I mean,
Whether
I
it's
mean,
genuine,
I've had Israelis genuinely try to convince me why it's okay to kill children in Gaza or just around the world in general. I mean, specifically Palestinians, but around the world. Doesn't matter if they're just in Gaza, if it could be in the West Bank or in Israel proper. If you are a Palestinian child, you deserve to be killed, is what I hear from Israelis. And it's one thing to yell it at me, and it's another to calmly try to convince me that. That's the scary part, right? It's like you're really trying to convince me that it's okay to kill like Palestinian children. And that's insane, right?
I mean, that's just I say it as like the end of reason, like in a sense. I would speak to someone here from Israel, and like, even like Americans who are like, oh man, or Iranians which are pro Netanyahu. Those guys are, I can't believe the thing. Like, they're like, go Bibi, like I'm from Iran, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
what the fuck's going on? It's like
like
you're in a fever dream. It's so fucking confusing sometimes, but
I mean, I've been identified by my country and my leaders for a while. It's not been a convenient experience, but I understand it. I'm from
okay.
here. I
Yeah.
lived all my life here. I pay my taxes to the
Yeah.
Zionist government, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
have a funny question. Well, not funny. I don't know if it's funny, but I have an interesting question.
Sure.
As Hamza, as the person that's done all of these videos and this type of content, speaking to Israelis and soldiers, what would happen to me if I came to Israel?
Oh man, don't do it, man.
Don't do it.
No, you will be like. I mean, they will consider you like the most dangerous terrorist. Ben-Gvir will come over to make like an election video where they handcuff you and beat you up like in a row or something.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like Israeli society, yeah, most of it will not hate you, I guess, because
You
you're.
you
Yeah.
don't you don't think the majority of
I mean,
Israeli
I mean,
society would hate me?
they will not hate you in particular more than like other people, but like
Why?
Bang, people like this, they will make a charade out of you
Okay.
coming to Israel.
I mean, personally, I think if I went to Israel, I would get a lot of people coming up for selfies, and then they would want to kill me right after. Right? It's a little mix of
Maybe.
both.
I mean, like honestly, you're like a really sympathetic guy. You're like a really chill dude, and I mean, people like you. I mean, you're not unlikable.
I appreciate that. I just don't think that about Israel. I don't think Israelis think that of me. I mean, you are like a normal person, right? You are like, I'm not joking. There's probably 1% of Israel that are like you, right? It's very rare to find someone like you.
I don't know how much, but not too many. And I don't agree with you on
Yeah.
everything, but I think you're a likable guy, and I get your
Yeah,
point.
yeah. No, no. I've already disagreed with a few things you've said. Yeah, I don't think we agree 100%, but I think like you're normal. Like you are already you're not yelling at me. You're not saying you want to kill me like literally 99% of the people I run into. You refuse to go to the IDF, right? You are telling me that the occupation is real, and do you think it should be put to an end?
Yeah, at all costs.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's we agree on the important things. Like I don't, you know what I mean? On things that could make us continue with the conversation. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and that's not a popular opinion in Israel, but it's not like it's a 1% opinion. It's like a 10-20%
I
opinion
don't
that
think it's
the
1%. I don't think it's
occupation
1%. I do think it's a single digit percentage though. From the polls I've seen and the people I've spoken
yeah,
to,
possibly.
yeah, I mean, maybe not 1%, right? But it's definitely like a handful of percentage or two handfuls or whatever. But it's just not popular at all. And I always want to I want to let the people know that because unfortunately it's the truth, and I'm here
Yeah,
to
there's
yeah.
no point like painting a rosy picture of Israeli society. Or
Yeah,
they're not just
and
waiting to.
I don't want to paint the Israeli society as 50-50 either because that's not true. Or even 60-40 or 70-30. That's just not true. It is like the vast
I mean, it
majority.
is divided, but not along those fracture lines.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. It
on
might be
others.
divided like 90 and 10, right? It's just like you can't compare. And even then, you'll have people that think the same way you think, but some things don't line up. Like, oh, I agree the occupation is not good, but I don't know if we should end it or we should do this to it or whatever. Like it's still not exactly what Palestinians deserve. You know what I mean? But it's better than maybe the extremists or maybe people in the middle tier, but it's still not what we need sometimes. But what you're saying is, I think, amazing. What's your solution? What would be your solution? The most ideal solution in your head to this whole
The
thing?
most ideal solution, like, man, I have many of those, but I subscribe to like a specific ideology, and I think like nationality has been a thorn in our side for 150 years already. And I feel like all people deserve autonomy, like whether it's like social or religious or whatever. And people are they should have like some sort of framework which guarantees the security. But I think like a confederation might be the best solution.
Okay. Do you think a one state solution, a multi-ethnic, multi-religious state would be a good one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, but you still have to.
I mean, there's a
I mean,
lot. There's a lot that goes
the
into it, but
question is like whether people like you and me can live in this kind of society. Like if like for example, if you're giving like autonomy to everybody, then you're gonna have like large sectors of like the Jewish population being Orthodox, and they live like a kind of lifestyle that I cannot live. I cannot sustain myself.
yeah. Yeah, no,
There's
the,
like
the the lifestyles will definitely be different. I do think if you get a genuine free Palestine from the river to the sea, you will have more Palestinians than Jewish people. Do you agree?
I'm not sure about the demographics, but likely, yeah.
Yeah. Right now it's about 50, 55, 45 around that. But if you get all of the Palestinians that are in diaspora, you would have like a substantially larger.
I'll tell you what I think. Like I don't mind being a minority in my country because in my way of life I've always been a minority. I just want to be a minority that whose rights is guaranteed. Just like everybody else's.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Um, yeah. I think it's very important to hear things like this. And are you in any groups that are amplifying this type of message?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
not gonna get into specifics,
Do-
but
You don't have to, but that's good. I just want to know because I think people that think this way, it's one thing. Like for example, we didn't necessarily see anything from the outside, from the public until people like Ilan Pappé started talking about it, and Israelis themselves started talking about this, even though it was literally just a handful of people. Their word meant more than mine, even though we were yelling as Palestinians that, hey, this has been going on. Even before Israel's inception, this has been going on. And we've been getting killed by Zionists. So we've been getting our land stolen. But up until, people like Ilan Pappé and things like that made these talked about it, wrote books on it, that's when people started to actually listen. So I think your voice is more powerful than you think.
I'm really happy to have the opportunity to just speak out and show that we
That's
exist.
good. That's good. Yeah. If you were to change three policies of Israel today, what would you change?
First and most of all, I would end the occupation in the West Bank and Gaza immediately. I mean, at all means necessary, I would take the Israeli army, go to all the occupied territories, dismantle the settlements, and bring everybody back. It's been like Ariel Sharon even proved it's possible.
You would bring the settlements back, or the settlers back, or would you put those settlers back to Brooklyn and all the other countries they came from? They're not actually
back to Israel proper.
Back to Israel proper.
Like,
you don't, because my view on it is that the Israeli settlers don't deserve to be on the land from the river to the sea. Period. They go back to wherever they actually came from.
I realize this, but there's this and there's reality, and I think there's millions of Jews here, which have nowhere to go. Seriously, like even if they are like
you're talking about the settlers.
Countries, like depending on how you see it, like everybody's a settler here. But I think like the most important thing is like is the end occupation, like on the West Bank in Gaza.
Yeah, well,
then we can work about the
I do agree. I do agree that depending on how you look at it, everyone in Israel proper, every Israeli is a settler. But I'm talking about more so of the Israeli settlers that are illegal under international law in the West Bank. The nearly 700, I think a little over 700,000 of them, right? I'm talking about them specifically, and the extremists. Like I don't think they deserve to be on the land from the river to the sea. I don't think they deserve to be part of this, this thing.
Yeah, but I don't think we make the choice. Like I think a lot of people are bad, like in the society, and you know,
Okay.
as long as I mean, just believing in something does not justify like expelling if you were born there. As far as I'm concerned, like there's like everybody has a birthright to live where they are born. How fucked up it is, it doesn't matter because it really
Well,
simplifies.
a lot of them weren't born there as well. Like
Yeah, yeah. A lot
you
of
know.
them, weren't born there as well, of course.
Yeah. So I'm talking.
Uh,
So those maybe specifically, you know, if they're from Brooklyn, they don't even know 2 words in Hebrew. The fuck out, Yanni. What are you doing in this
yeah,
land?
whatever.
But
Like I just feel like if you're asking me seriously, like what's the most important thing, I think like the fact that Israel is controlling like millions of people who have no like legal representation at all. That's the most crucial thing, above everything else. Like and everything that stems for it, like settlements and
mhm.
genocide, occupation, whatever. But it all stems from the illegal occupation itself.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So I've definitely enjoyed this conversation. I know we disagree on a few things, but you know, we agree on the important stuff that the end of the occupation should happen, the end to the genocide should happen. And you acknowledge what's happening in Gaza as a genocide as well?
I mean, like it's there's been like a forceful evacuation of people, destruction of like of medical infrastructure, like deliberate children, like killing of children, of course. So I unfortunately, yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
unfortunately it's a genocide.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I wish it wasn't, as everyone does, right? Like, I wish this wasn't a genocide. I wish people weren't being killed in these numbers and the infrastructure wasn't being leveled to the ground. 90% of Gaza is literally flattened. But unfortunately, like, you know, with the facts coming from the ground and the facts that we're seeing on our phones and in our media, I mean, the only right word to describe what's happening is a genocide, right?
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
At least like a deliberate ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been ethnic cleansing since '48, but you know, yeah, yeah. Okay, interesting. Well, I appreciate the conversation, and Joe, thank you so much. It was a nice
Thanks, Hazel.
talk. And what's your message to the world if you had one thing to say right now? This is your final
Uh,
message.
I don't know, like help your friends if you're young and you see people who have like radical opinions, and they condone violence or racism. Don't give up on them. Like you can still save them, like especially in those crucial years. In our circumstances, it's really important because it involves like IDF and stuff like this. But I think it applies to everybody. Like look out for your friends and don't give up on them. Never.
Interesting. Okay, wow. I do want to ask about Israeli soldiers. Do you know Israeli soldiers personally that have killed children?
No,
No.
I
Okay.
know, but I know about many Israeli soldiers. Like Israeli soldiers, they could have like a very sterile experience of their service. They could have been serving coffee in an
Or
office, or like
medic or whatever, yeah.
yeah, or they could have been like in like military duty, but just be stationed like on the Lebanese border and not see anything. So as far as they're concerned, they're like in the moral army. They haven't seen anything, they haven't done anything, but it's
Do, you
just a
have do you
case of
have
like big picture.
okay, interesting. Do you know anyone that went into Gaza?
Yeah, but we haven't been in contact since the start of the war.
Okay, interesting. I see why you wouldn't be in contact. You know, I don't think it would be a pleasant conversation with that
Yeah,
person. But
yeah.
okay, well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hamza.
Okay,
Have a
bye
great
bye. Yes, you too. Bye bye. Wait. Hold on. You guys can't hear me on YouTube. Wait, there we go. Can you guys hear me on YouTube? Okay, very interesting conversation. Um, yeah. So obviously we didn't agree with 100% of everything, but you know, I don't expect to, especially if you live in Israel. Like there is some things that will still never really change fully. But the end to the occupation is a big one. We agreed on that. What's happening is a genocide. We agreed on that. Ethnic cleansing, Israeli settlers and settlements being illegal, all of these, these things. So it's a very important conversation. Now, I think a very important thing as well to take from this is what we kept discussing towards the beginning and middle of the conversation. This is not a popular opinion whatsoever. He was even covering his face because he doesn't want this to be online. He doesn't want his face. As soon as I told him, if you guys are watching this on TikTok, you would have seen that in the very beginning, I spoke to him before I went live, and he was very, wary about getting his face out here because of his opinions and what he has to say. So, he even said a few years ago when he saw me, he didn't want to give me his opinion because, he was in a different position, but now he feels like he could talk about it a little more. So anyways, it's not a popular opinion, unfortunately. It's only a single-digit percentage of people in Israel think that way. But I literally think it's 5% or under. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I just don't. I don't believe there's more than that. Especially with the polls we've seen and everything like that. And my family literally lives in Palestine. I hear all these stories every single day. Anyways, I don't want to undermine, him or his thought process. I think it's good that there are people like that. I just hope that they can make a big enough noise that there would actually be change. And unfortunately, when you are such a minority like that, 5% or 10% of the people think that way, it's very hard to do anything, So anyways, I thought it was an interesting conversation to have. It's a little bit of fresh air compared to the hundreds, probably thousands of Zionists I've spoken to before saying they wanted to like do X, Y, and Z to me and Palestinian children. So, but don't get too hung up on it because we're about to get into new conversations with the more Zionists that would probably think way differently than that guy. So because of how rare it was, I wanted to stream that to you guys and share it. Just because we've never come across that before, literally. There may have been one time I have, but they ended up joining the IDF after they said they wouldn't, and they completely changed their thought process. If you guys remember Adiel, yeah, well, he's a Zionist now. So, yeah, it's very unfortunate. It's also, unfortunately, embedded in Palestinians that it's very hard to trust Israelis in general. Like this guy, for example, I don't fully 100% trust because we've seen this game before. We've played these games before, right? And I'm 100% certain he does not take that personally because he knows the truth as well and he knows the history. We can't trust everyone, and we can't trust anyone really as a Palestinian. I don't trust any Israeli, regardless of who you are. I don't. The only few Israelis that I might trust is Avi Shlam and Ilan Pape. Other than that, I really just don't trust Israelis. Especially if you live there, it's very hard to, you just never know. You just never know. So, but I'm sure he doesn't take that personally, and I don't mean that personally to him, but I just mean that more so in a grand scheme of things. It's just like you as a Palestinian, you just can't do that. We've fallen for that before. We've seen that happen to Palestinian leaders in the past, taken advantage of, thinking that someone wanted peace, but they really didn't. And yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Hello. Hello. Hell, what is that haircut, by the way? Hello. Hi, where are you from?
I'm from Israel. How are you from?
How am I from? Good.
Yes.
Oh my God. How am I from?
Oh my God.
I'm from Palestine.
You YouTuber?
Why are you looking at me like that? I'm from Palestine. Is there a problem?
Wait, shut the fuck up. You YouTuber?
Don't tell me to shut up.
You YouTuber?
I might be, yeah. Now, am I not you don't hate me as much anymore because I'm a YouTuber?
I hate you, but you YouTuber?
Why do you hate me?
Because you love Palestine.
I am Palestinian. I am from Palestine.
But you love Palestine?
I do love Palestine, yeah.
Do you love Israel?
No, I don't love Israel.
Why?
Israel's killing Palestinians. They're killing my people.
No. Palestine is killing Israel and the kid.
Oh, kids? No, Israel has killed 20,000 children in Gaza, no?
Because Palestine killed Israel.
Okay, so if Israel kills If Gaza kills children,
Yeah,
is it okay that Israel kills children back?
maybe. I don't know.
No, no. I don't even think
Yeah,
I don't even think the
yes.
first thing happened. Like I don't think like. Anyways, October 7th has nothing to do with what Israel's doing now. They've been doing this before October 7th. Anyways, we don't have to get into that topic. You don't like me because I'm Palestinian?
Because you don't love Israel.
I don't love Israel, yeah, but you hate me?
I don't like Palestine.
But why do you hate me? What did I do?
Because you don't love Israel.
So if someone doesn't love Israel, you hate them?
What?
If someone doesn't love Israel, you hate them?
What?
What do you think about Americans?
Good.
You like America?
Yeah.
Okay, what if an American didn't like Israel? What do you think about him?
I don't know.
Do you hate Americans that don't like Israel?
Yeah.
Really? So if anyone hated Israel or didn't like Israel, you hate them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Wait, you YouTuber?
Yeah.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. Do you hate me?
Maybe. No, I don't know.
You don't know that you don't know if you hate me now because I'm a YouTuber?
Because you love Palestine.
Okay, but do you hate me? You just said you hate me. But now because I'm a YouTuber, you don't hate me?
You love me?
No.
Okay.
I don't know you. I don't know you. What the hell? But I don't like Israel.
You don't like Israel and the people here?
I mean, do you agree with the killing of children?
You don't understand. We don't killed in Palestine, Gaza.
Yeah, you do. I mean, 20,000 children have been killed by Israel.
We don't.
Do you hate Palestinians?
Yes.
Why do you hate Palestinian children?
If him because if him ate child in Israel, I hate him.
Okay, but just a regular Palestinian child. Do you hate Palestinian children?
Yes.
Why?
Don't baby. And he's Palestinian. I hate him. What?
If your friend was Palestinian, you would hate your friend?
Yeah.
Because they're Palestinian?
Yes, because if he don't like me, if she don't like me, and
he never said they don't like. Okay, your friend. Let's say your friend is Palestinian. She never said she doesn't like you, but she's just Palestinian. You don't like her?
If you don't love Israel,
If you don't love Israel, that's to the bar. You gotta. That's the fucking bar. You guys are weird. Holy shit. So do you want to join the IDF?
What is that?
Do you want to join the Israeli army?
Huh?
IDF.
What is the IDF?
What do you mean? What is IDF? Your army, soldiers, Israeli soldier. IOF? No, they don't know by IOF. Guys, what's IDF in Hebrew? The Israeli Defense Army or Defense Forces.
Am Israel Chai.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Do you want to join the IDF?
What is IDF?
Tazaval.
Tazaval?
Yeah. Do you want to join Tazaval?
What is that?
Bro, what the hell? Zahava? Tahal.
Shut the fuck.
Do you want to join the IDF?
What is the IDF?
Okay. Here, I'll make it easier. Do you want to kill Palestinians? Yeah?
Yeah. No. להרוג ילדים פלסטינים, מטומטמת.
Okay.
You want to kill Palestinians? Does your friend want to also kill Palestinians?
Yes. And me.
Do you want to kill Palestinians?
She don't speak English.
Okay, can you ask her in Hebrew? Do you want if she can?
Yes, yes. הוא אמר שאם את רוצה להרוג ילדים פלסטינים.
What the fuck? Can someone confirm that she asked the right question?
You want
Can someone confirm?
Killed in Israel? You want?
Can someone confirm the question they just asked? Did they ask the right? No, I don't want to kill the children in Israel. What the fuck is your? Yes, they did ask it. She didn't ask the right question, guys. Did she? She asked it, but said children.
Why you? I don't.
So she said, do you want to kill Palestinian children?
אתה בלייב? איך אומרים אתה בלייב?
Okay, hold on. You want to boom 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 Palestinians?
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, you want to boom 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 Gaza?
Yes.
How old are you?
25.
How old are you?
16.
16? You're a kid.
Yeah.
You're a teenager, and you want to you're thinking this way at 16?
How old are you?
Why do you want to kill Palestinians? Why?
Because if him אני רואה, נראה לי. אני לא יודעת איך אומרים כזה רגע.
Okay, do you want to kill Muslims?
Yes, maybe.
Do you want to kill Lebanese people?
You Muslim?
I'm Muslim.
I come with you. I come kill. לא להביא מטומטמת, תכתבי אם אתה בלייב.
You come what?
I come killed you.
Because I'm Muslim? Why? Why don't you like Muslims?
Because you don't love Israel.
The fuck? I don't love Israel, but that means I should die? What is this conversation, bro? Like, sick devils, man. Shaitan, wallah shaitan. This is insane.
You're live?
I'm live. People are listening to you saying that you want to kill me.
Oh my God.
And you want to kill Palestinians and you want to kill Palestinian children.
Show me.
They don't even care. They're like, oh, I'm on live. Oh my God. They didn't even know they were on live and they were saying these things, and now...
Oh my God. איך קוראים למות? תכתבי רגע, איך אומרים את זה? What's your name? Hello girl, hi, what's your name? My name is Baya.
לא, תשאלו אותו מה...
Do you want to join the IDF?
תביא רגע. Wait, אני רוצה לדעת מה זה ADF.
IDF. You shut the fuck up. Why shut the fuck up? You shut the fuck up, you fucking... You Israeli demon.
Sad. Yes. Bro, yeah.
You want to join the IDF?
Yes.
And you want to kill Palestinians when you join the IDF?
Yes.
To babies. No, not babies. 5 years old.
Baby.
5 years old.
5 years old. I don't know. Yes.
You want to kill 5-year-old Palestinians?
Is him cute? No.
If he's cute, you're not going to kill him.
Uh-huh. So cute.
What the fuck?
Wow. Shut up. Oh.
You are a psychopath. Can you translate that for me? Here, I'll type it in the chat. Put that in the Google Translate. What does it say?
Okay.
Majnuna, stupid. Stupid حمارة. Fucking not even that shaitan. You want to type shaitan here? Type shaitan.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Wait, copy that out. Wait.
Fuck you guys. Holy shit. Oh my god. Literal demons, man. The girl is correct. See, I have like Israelis in my chat and Zionists in my chat saying, oh, she just cooked you. She's right about what she's saying. She's saying she wants to kill children in Palestine, or Palestinian children. What is right about that? These are literal demons, man. What the hell is going on in this world, man? And do you understand what I'm saying? If you were watching this stream before this interaction, with the interaction we had before, so what did I say? You know, prepare yourselves, because we're about to get into the actual war zone. We bumped into someone that was pro-Palestine, or I guess pro-humanity or whatever, before this person, but I made it a point that they are only a single-digit percentage of the whole society. No one really thinks that way in Israel. It's very rare to find someone that way. They're so scared that they think that way to express their opinions, to the point that they covered their face. This is real Israeli society. This is how they genuinely think. This is, I mean, you are having a 16-year-old Israeli girl saying that they want to do these things to Palestinians, and that they want to join the IDF and do. They knew exactly what I was saying. They were doing the action themselves. They knew the words that were coming out of my mouth. Insane. Anyways, we have 4,000 people watching over on TikTok. We have about 500 or whatever on YouTube. Yo, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube. Be sure to leave a follow if you're watching this on TikTok, please. We are being suppressed. Social media has been demonetizing me. Social media has been holding me down and censoring me. Unfortunately, that's just what's going on. But with your guys' help, by double tapping the stream on TikTok, by following my streams, you will help me combat that and get through. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to support me directly, I do have a donation link in my description down below. It does help a lot. Every single dollar helps, whether it's $1, $5, $10, $100, $1,000, it doesn't matter. Every single dollar does help me directly continue with my activism. Unfortunately, a lot of my videos and my channel in general has received strikes. It's received violations. They have taken my monetization status on some of my videos as well. So if you want to help out in any way, you could either donate through a super chat, or by clicking the link in my description down below, by clicking the Streamlabs link, you could donate through PayPal as well. So if you're watching this on TikTok, you can just click the link in my bio, and then there's a support Hamza button, and you can click that as well. Yo, thank you for the gifts on TikTok as well. Book Junkie, thank you. OT, I appreciate that. Anyways, let's continue, and let's see who else we run into. Oh my gosh.
Don't hang up.
Ew. What a jump scare, man. That 20th time I've spoken to that guy. Do you guys remember who that is? I told him to put his fucking earbuds in his AirPods in his case, and I told him, good boy. Little shit. Hello? This is what they're doing in Israel while they bomb children. Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm decent. How are you? I'm decent? What the fuck does that... Why did I say that? I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good.
Where are you from?
You know where I'm from. You don't see?
Where are you from, though?
It's Sweden, no?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people have VPNs. Where are you from?
No, I don't have VPN. I'm from Israel. We have nothing to hide.
Oh, okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Palestine.
But you're currently sitting in Palestine?
No, I'm in the US right now, but originally I'm Palestinian.
So you... Okay, go fine. So I should have asked you. Fine, how are you?
I'm okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I was wondering, as an Israeli, what did you think about the genocide in Gaza?
The genocide in Gaza. It's the most... there is no genocide in Gaza. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure you know it, but fine. I mean, you're playing your game, so that's fine by me.
playing my games.
You,
20,000 children have been killed by Israel in Gaza. What do you think about that?
okay, do you think Israelis want to kill children?
I mean, they've bombed schools, refugee camps, mosques,
Okay, so
churches.
so if the Israelis would want to wipe off Gaza, they could do it in 1 hour. Okay.
Well, 100%.
Uh,
90% of Gaza is flattened to the ground. They have done
no,
that.
so actually today there are more Gazans in Gaza than there was in October 6th. Okay.
Well, there's 20,000
So
less
that's not a
children.
genocide. A
20,000.
genocide is like
Genocide is not
a-
just about numbers. You're acting as if genocide is all about numbers. It's about
No,
the intent of
genocide-
genocide. Netanyahu and his
genocide is
Israeli officials have always
Exactly.
said that they wanted to eliminate the people in Gaza, whether they're Hamas or not.
So if they wanted, what stops them? Okay, genocide is the intent to kill a whole group of people. Okay,
Or
the
in
whole
parts, or in
Palestinians.
part. I mean, there's a bunch. Do you want me to list out? Do you want me to list out what is the definition of genocide in terms of international law?
Listen, I'm not a lawyer. Okay, but
You don't need to be a
we
lawyer.
have no.
I'm not a lawyer either. But
I mean, you can list out whatever you want. I mean, I
well,
think it will be boring, but fine.
well, no,
You
no.
can list it out.
It'll take a few seconds. I mean, killing members of the group, causing serious bodily or mental
Killing members
harm.
of the group. Okay,
Well, how about you listen? How about you listen to the whole thing? Killing members of the group, causing serious bodily or mental harm, deliberately inflicting conditions of life calculated to bring about the group's physical destruction, imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group, forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. Okay, which is displacement, which is ethnic cleansing, which is starvation, which is bombing
Births
infrastructure to the
among the
ground.
group.
I mean,
Fine.
literally every single one of these things is what's happening. And then the biggest one is intent, which you'll see, the
Okay. Do you think Hamas did a genocide to the Israelis?
no, I don't.
I know they didn't have any intent to kill all the Jews. Okay,
I
it was very
I mean read their charter. It says they want a two-state solution. Actually, they want to go with the 1967 borders.
Hamas? No,
You should read their charter.
Hamas
They do
says
say that actually. I mean, I'm not on, I'm not like a Hamas activist or anything like that, but I'm telling you that
listen.
they are
You have-
literally
you-
saying that they
you go
want
ahead.
67 borders, if anything.
You go ahead. Okay, now ask ChatGPT. Okay, in front of both of us. Does Hamas want a two-state solution? Just ask him. You ask him.
Why are you going to ChatGPT? Why are you not going to their charter? Why are you asking AI what they think when they're clearly
Because
biased? You
I
put
say one
put
thing and you
ChatGPT,
say
invert the
other
logo,
thing.
put them together, it'll answer your question. But it's crazy that you go straight to AI, and AI would probably still be on my side, but it's just not a source. You go
You
to the
think
actual
you
source
really-
of the of
so
the actual thing,
everyone-
of the
everyone
actual
that hears you, okay,
charter.
everyone that hears you, I mean, it's simply a lie. Okay, go to Wikipedia, go to whatever. Hamas doesn't want two-state solution.
Okay,
Hamas
regardless,
doesn't want
that's irrelevant
the
to
state
any
of
point that
Israel.
I'm making. By
Simply
the
a
way,
lie.
that's irrelevant to any point I'm
What?
making. You are deflecting by bringing Hamas into this. I asked you a question.
No, you are deflecting. You are
I'm
deflecting.
I'm
You just said
deflecting.
something, and now you're saying no, it's irrelevant to anything. You
Well,
said something. Right?
I did,
So-
but it's
But you
deflection
lied.
because it's a response
No,
to your.
but you lied.
We could talk about that. Hamas is like unfortunately to you guys. I mean, in their charter, they literally state they want to go to 67 borders. Read their charter. I can actually pull it up to you right
No,
now.
They don't. Maybe as a first step. I mean, it's just a lie.
Yeah, so if you read their charter, let me pull it up for
Yeah.
you. Let's see. Okay. The 2017 document accepts a Palestinian state on the 1967 borders as a political formula. So, and they distinguish between Judaism and Zionism, saying its conflict was with Zionism and not Jews.
No. Does it accept an Israeli state in the 97 borders? That's written?
Yes, that is what 67 borders are.
No, but that's okay. It recognizes
They-
a Palestinian state.
A Palestinian,
Does it
and
mean
it,
that
yeah, what are the 67 borders? Do you know the green line? Do you know the borders?
as a first step, to control all. Oh, come on.
Oh,
You
well,
know you're lying.
it doesn't say that, so that's not really something you can argue. Number one. Number two, I only brought that up because you asked me, did Hamas commit a genocide on October 7th? My answer was no, but you said that in response to me asking about the genocide in Gaza. So who's deflecting? It's you. So we're going to talk about the genocide in Gaza. 20,000 children were killed by Israel in Gaza. What are your thoughts on that? Why are you running away from that? I mean, it's a simple question. 20,000 children killed by Israel in Gaza. Why did that happen, and what do you think about it?
Okay, so I'll tell you what it happened. It happened again. I mean, a lie. Okay, even if you repeat on it 1,000, 1,000,000 times, it doesn't change the facts. Why is it happening? Because of October 7th. And I will say it 1,000,000 times. Okay, it happens because of October 7th, because Hamas invaded. I mean, you know, before October 7th, the government of Israel wanted workers from Gaza to go in Israel, okay?
Were they going in Israel?
Yeah, every day.
Oh, really?
How they got their intelligence.
How many? How many Gazans?
Thousands of them, and more and more.
Thousands?
Every year,
thousands out of 2 million? Thousands.
Yes. How many went to Egypt? Why are you not asking about that?
There are 7 border crossings. How many are with Israel? What? There are 7 border crossings. How many are with Israel and how many are with Egypt?
It doesn't matter.
You might be a little slow. It's 6 with Israel and 1 with Egypt. And Israel controls their land, air, and sea, and they can't leave or do anything. Anyways, how many Palestinians in Gaza can go into Israel to work? Can you answer that question for me?
You
said thousands. Can you give me a number? How many Palestinians from Gaza have work permits to go to Israel? Do you know the number?
Thousands and more every year.
The number is between 10 to 20,000. I believe it's actually 18,000. That is 0.1% of the population. That is nothing.
No, it's not nothing because it's more.
99% of Gaza cannot leave.
And look what happened with those people. Okay, those people came to the Gaza surrender, and this is where they took their intelligence from, and this is how they know every house. Okay,
I'm telling you, 99% of Gaza, 99% of Gaza cannot leave Gaza.
It's not true. And I mean,
you're saying
all Gazans wanted to leave to Israel, and we don't owe them anything. Okay,
you don't owe them anything. I mean, wait, okay. I have a question. I have a question. Oh, in 2005 you pulled out. Yeah, you left Gaza. What did you do? You redeployed your troops to the outside borders, and you control the land, air, and sea, electromagnetic sphere. You control the registry. You control literally everything. You do.
We don't want. We control everything because what they did when we left, okay, they immediately elected Hamas. Okay?
Wait, does Israel control Gaza?
I waited enough, okay? Let me.
Does Israel control Gaza?
Israel control Gaza because we don't have any other option, okay? If we don't control Gaza, what they did, okay, they digged thousands of tunnels, okay, and all they care about is to import weapons.
A lot of the tunnels were actually there before you guys pulled out in 2005. I wonder who built a lot of them because you guys seem to know exactly the route of them.
So we built the tunnels. We did. Probably you believe that we did October 7th, right?
I mean, I do think Hannibal Directive definitely took place on October 7th, and I think the Israeli helicopters, shooting down at the kibbutzes, definitely shot their own people. I also think that the cars that were on fire and the people that were burnt to a crisp, you just counted as your own people, but those were probably Hamas soldiers as well, and you just counted that as more people on your death side. And I also think that 400 out of the 1,200 were Israeli soldiers, so that isn't innocent life.
So, I mean, and how many out of the, I don't know how many people in Gaza were killed, but how many of them are Hamas members?
Well, I know 20,000 of them were children.
When it's convenient for you, right?
Well, tell me, how many people were killed in Gaza since October 7th?
It's not a question of numbers, okay?
How many people were killed in Gaza since October 7th?
I'm asking you a question, okay, and answer me.
Well, I'm asking you a question. So answer me. How many people in Gaza were killed
ask me
since
a lot of
October 7th?
questions. No, because I don't feel the point that I need to answer all the questions. I mean, I don't give a shit. You can think whatever you want, but I'm asking you a question. Answer me genuinely, okay? If it was vice versa, if Hamas would have the power of Israel and Israel would have the power of Hamas, how many Jews do you think would have been killed?
Well, Hamas wouldn't exist if Israel didn't exist, right? So you would have to look at why Hamas even existed in the first place to see why they're doing what they're doing. Would more October 7th probably... No, I'm answering your question. So it's not a fair comparison. If you say Palestinians had the power of Israel, that's a different story. But if you think Hamas, that is different, right?
Okay, so this is what I'm asking. Do you know what happened in Hebron massacre in 1929?
Of course. Do you know about
Before
Zionism in 1898?
Wait, before Israel existed, why did it happen?
Yeah, because well, Zionists started coming in through aliyahs in the late 1800s. This didn't start in 1929 or in 1936 or in 1948. This started in the late 1800s with political Zionism.
Live there for thousands of years, okay? Why did they do anything with them?
You said Jews lived there for thousands of years?
Yes, in Hebron.
Oh, I wonder why nothing happened. So you're telling me that they lived in peace before Zionism?
I'm telling you they lived in peace, yes. And one day, their Arab neighbors came and massacred them, yes.
Oh, just randomly, just randomly.
Just randomly, yes. And let me also
oh my God.
On something, okay? Many of the Palestinians are actually Jews, okay? There are... Read about it.
I mean, are we Jews? Listen. I'm ancient Hebrew. I have like part of ancient Hebrew in me, the same way I have part of Greeks in me and Romans and.
But fine.
Oh, I don't have anything.
Okay, but
wait, why don't I have anything?
Because you're not. I don't think. I don't know. Okay.
I'm Palestinian.
There is. Okay.
There's no such thing as Palestinian?
No, there never was.
There never was.
Before it's a fact, okay? Who was your prime minister?
We don't need a prime minister to have a people. We were being under British occupation. Who was Israel's prime minister before 1948?
King David.
No, before 1948 there was no Israel. There was no Israel.
There was Israel.
No, it was Palestine before Israel.
No.
Yeah.
Just a name wrong day.
Yeah.
Okay?
You do King David. Yeah, and he's talking 5 million years ago. 3,000 years ago does not save you today. Modern day Israel and the Judea kingdom is not the same. Those two things are not the same.
They are not the same because we have a few thousand years between them, but we are the descendants of those people.
Is Netanyahu the same as King David?
He's not the same. He's a different person, obviously. But yes, we are the descendants. I mean, it's like asking, is Donald Trump the same as George Washington? No, they're not the same. But
that is not what I asked. Those are not the same thing. George Washington and Donald Trump are more similar than King David and Netanyahu. Yeah, you're talking a million years ago. Wow. Okay, you're talking about 3,000 years ago. Why don't you talk about 5,000 years ago? Okay, what about 10,000? When the monkeys were there, why don't we give the land back to the monkeys? King Monkey. Yeah, why don't we give it to him?
I can talk about how many times, how many years ago you want. Okay, it doesn't change the fact. Okay. There was Judea.
Sure.
And are you a Muslim? Can I ask you how you're a Muslim?
It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter if I'm Muslim or not.
Okay, it doesn't matter. But can I ask you?
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter though.
Okay, so in the Quran, it says Bani Israel. Okay,
Bani Israel. Who's Israel? Who's Israel? Israel's a person. Israel is not a place in the Quran.
Yes, Israel is a person, and his descendants are the Israelites. Exactly. Israel
okay,
is a person,
and then if you keep listen. This is not a religious issue, so I refuse to talk about the Quran. Israel is Jacob. It's not what you think it is. It's not modern Israel.
Is a religious movement. Hamas is a religious movement.
I mean, they might be religious, but they're not trying to shove Islam down anyone's throat. That's not what they're doing.
This is
They are
exactly what they're
their
trying to
whole
do,
goal
okay?
is liberation of Palestine. They are Muslim,
No,
but they are liberating. They're trying to
they
liberate
don't
Palestine. That is
care
their goal.
about the liberation of Palestine. They
Of
care
course they
about
do. I mean
Al-Aqsa Mosque.
that's their goal, right? But regardless, this is not a religious issue. There are Palestinian Christians, there are Palestinian Muslims, there are Palestinian atheists. I mean, it doesn't matter. And if you're saying that Palestinian as a term or as a name didn't exist before 1948, you're completely mistaken, because in 1911, this was before 1929 Hebron massacre, before 1920 the start of the British Mandate of Palestine, which you're not even listening. But in 1911, there was a newspaper called Palestine where they practiced their self-determination, called themselves Palestinian, and this was created by two Palestinians in Jaffa. This was in 1911, and you're saying Palestinians didn't exist before 1948.
The word Palestine is the ancient word. The Romans made it, okay? By the way, the letter P is not even in the Arabic language.
You're right. That's
okay?
why it's Palestine.
It's
Palestini.
Palestine. No, it's generally it's Palestine. Okay, this is
No,
what the
no,
Romans
no, no.
call it.
So
Palestine.
if you look at the
Palestine,
newspaper in
exactly.
1911, it says Palestine, not Palestine, and
Yeah,
that was the
but
name of the newspaper. As I mentioned, they were created by two.
It was Palestine. So you're mentioning 1911. 2,000 years
So you're talking about?
before,
Are you talking about the
Palestine.
Romans renaming it as mockery, quote unquote,
Yes.
to the Jews?
Yes.
Well, if you look centuries before that, you'll have a Greek historian by the name of Herodotus who actually named the land Palestine, referred to that land as Palestine. That was like at least 500 years before the Romans even set foot onto the land, and you're not even listening.
Okay, fine. I mean, right. I didn't listen to you because you're talking bullshit.
I'm talking bullshit.
Sorry.
Like you, how are we gonna have a conversation if everything I'm saying is bullshit? I know that everything you're saying is bullshit, but I didn't just say that to you, did I? I mean, I didn't say that. But
No,
anyways,
but I
listen.
understand.
A Greek historian by the name of Herodotus, Greeks literally named this Palestine and referred to the land as Palestine before Romans even set foot onto the land, centuries before.
Okay, there is a people called the Philip. In Hebrew, it's Plishtim. Okay, this is.
I'm not talking
what
about the
they are-
people. I'm saying the land was referred to as Palestine before the Romans
But-
even came.
But it is named after the Plishtim. The Plishtim are more ancient than the Romans, so it makes sense that the word,
And if you look at a
that the
Palestinian, what is a Palestinian made up of? They're made up of the people that inhabited the land for thousands of years. Those include everyone that inhabited the lands for thousands of years. I mean, the Canaanites, the Romans, the Greeks, you name it, the ancient Hebrews. We are made up of those people. When I say I'm Palestinian, that's what I'm talking about. When I say I'm Arab, Levantine Arab, that's what I'm talking about. Do you think all Arabs come from Saudi Arabia?
I mean, the genuine Arab came from there. The Muslims don't come from them. This is what I know. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I think.
Okay,
Yes.
do you
The
think I'm not
Arab-
talking about that? I'm talking about Levantine Arabs, right? As a Palestinian myself, do I come from Saudi Arabia?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's probably a mixture of many origins and regions.
There you go. It's definitely a mixture.
Okay.
Someone's not 100% anything. I like that. I'm great. I'm 80% from the Levant and I'm 20% from Saudi Arabia, right? Or like from, the Arabian Peninsula rather. But so majority of my
What's the point?
ancestry comes from my point is that we've always been here. We didn't we Arabized ourselves. We were not always Arab. We were not always necessarily
So
Palestinian.
Before I said that many of the Palestinians, okay, and read about Yatta in other people in other places, were Jews who were made to become Muslims. Okay, read about Yatta.
Yeah, I don't. So as I said, as I said, we're made up of those people. So you might see Jewish people turn into become Muslim. That I'm agreeing with you that you've seen that, like we've seen that before, but they weren't always Jewish in the beginning either. Like they were something else, and then they became Jews, and then they came here. Like it's not, it doesn't start where you want it to start. Unfortunately,
Okay,
like King
so
David, there was
before I
something
said
before
something-
that.
So before I said something, and you said it's 2,000 years ago, it's irrelevant, right? So from which year does it start to become relevant? Come on, tell me.
I mean, like I said, we could talk about thousands of years ago if you'd like. You would still lose that argument as you just did. But this more so.
No, I really
this
don't.
this
There
is
was
more
no
so.
first.
This is more so relevant if we're talking about the late 1800s with political Zionism. That's where things really started happening. As you said, for thousands of years, Jewish people were living on that land in peace, right? Amongst who? Muslims, Christians, and Jewish people. If you look at directly before Zionism, there were, let's say, out of the 100% people that lived there, 80% of them, sure, majority or 70%, whatever, were Muslim. And then you'll have the second one, which is like, what, 20% or even a little more than 20% were Christians. And then 3% were Jewish people. But they were all living in peace. And then Zionism happened. Late 1800s, 1882, I believe, was the first Zionist aliyah. That was the first aliyah that people tried to come in, but it was not very successful until later on, until Zionism was defined in 1898 by Theodor Herzl. And then you would see, more successful aliyahs come in, and that's where you saw the rise of Zionism and the rise of people trying to steal land in Palestine. And that's why you saw 1929, the Hebron massacre. By the way, Arabs were also killed in that massacre. Anyways, Israel has no legitimacy. They are built on stolen land. They are Zionism is a cancer to this world. Yeah.
Let you talk for like five consecutive minutes. Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you could respond to all that if you want.
Actually, I don't feel the need to. Okay, but
okay. I mean, I hope you learned something from that, though, at least.
No, I mean, you said before that it's not a religious thing. It is a religious thing. Okay.
Not at all. Actually, I think maybe there's like if you want to say 5%, it's religious. It's just not religious.
No,
bro.
Hamas is religious. Okay, Iran is religious.
Okay, and
the whole root. Okay, the whole root of the war is religious. Okay?
No, it's not. Israel likes to make it that way.
It's just to close your eyes. It's not to ignore it is just to close your eyes.
So Israel is killing children in Gaza. Why? Is it because of religion?
Why? Because the terrorists are hiding behind women and children. We are not aiming at women and children. Okay.
I mean, you'll see literal children come out with sniper bullets or bullets in their head. Like that's just like.
I don't see anything, and I don't believe to any numbers that is coming from Hamas. Okay, I don't. I mean,
it's coming from the videos on the ground as well. It's coming from the journalists too. Like I'm seeing videos of Palestinian children being killed.
That someone is called a journalist and he has it doesn't make anything to me. Okay, I see. I mean, also Israeli journalists are lying all the time. American journalists lie all the time.
Well, yeah, but
and he calls it a journalist doesn't make.
Have you seen the okay? Regardless if they call themselves a journalist or not, have you seen the videos come out of Gaza?
I saw the videos. Have you seen the videos that came out from October 7th?
Yes, but why are you deflecting? This is the whole point of the. Listen, you could say two things are wrong. You could say, as an Israeli, you have the freedom of speech. I want you to know that, okay? You could. I mean, as a human, okay, you could say that October 7th was wrong and that Gaza genocide was wrong as well. You think that the October 7th was wrong? Great. Why don't you also agree that killing children in the tens of thousands is also wrong? Why can't you say that?
Again, I'll explain. Killing children is something not one Israeli is happy about. Okay, we are not aiming at killing children. Children are being killed in every war. There was no war in the history of the world. The children were not killed, and it's very, very sad. Okay, it's really sad.
But then you justify it and you say, well, they're hiding behind terrorists or in front of them, or like they're behind them or whatever.
If someone is hiding with a rifle and he's shooting at your house, okay, and he's killing your wife and your children, and he's aiming also to you, and he has children behind him, what would you do? I mean,
where is this happening? In Gaza?
Yeah. In Gaza.
Why are there Israeli children and wives and families in Gaza? You're saying, Hamas are hiding behind the children in Gaza, so that's why we're killing them. But you're saying, and then you're saying that they're killing Israeli wives and children. Why are they in Gaza? Why are Israeli children in Gaza? The fuck?
They invaded Israel on October 7th.
Okay, but I'm not. We're not talking about October 7th. We're not talking about October 7th. You're saying, okay, in Gaza, let's say Gaza City, okay, Israeli soldiers went in and they killed kids. But you were saying that it's because they were the Hamas soldiers put the kids in front of them, right? And that the Hamas soldiers, they were killing children, and that's why they're being killed.
Yes.
Where are the Israeli children in Gaza that they're killing for in order for you to kill them?
Oh my God. I mean, okay, it's a bit complex, but try to bear with me, okay? Right after October 7th, Hamas, I think it was Ghazi Hamid or someone, one of the leaders of Hamas, I hope he's already been killed. He said that we are going to make October 7th again and again and again.
You're literally not listening to my question. You're literally not listening to my question.
No, I'm listening to the question.
My question is, where is the child? They're not in Gaza. So why are you killing them? Why are you killing the Palestinian children then? If the Israeli children are not there and they're not being threatened, why are you?
I think
it makes no sense.
I mean, I'm not sure, but I think you're smarter than that. Okay.
Oh, I'm smarter than that. I think you would.
I'm not sure.
I actually don't think you're smarter than that. So you wouldn't understand why it's wrong to kill Palestinian children. But okay. Listen. If you have a okay, the hospitals in Gaza, right? I think this is a very good example or a good point, right?
Hamza, you made the point before, and I want to explain.
Okay, explain it. Explain it. Go ahead.
I'll do it slow in order for you to understand.
Oh, okay, great. Go ahead.
Okay, so right after October 7th, one of the leaders of Hamas, I think it was Ghazi Hamid, I'm not sure, okay? He said, we will do it again and again and again. That means if we want to go after the terrorists, okay, in Gaza, October 7th will happen again and again and again, okay?
So you'll kill children?
By the way, not only from Gaza, I mean, also from Lebanon, also from other places, okay, that are trying to annihilate Israel. It's not a secret.
Okay. So you will kill children in order to kill Hamas?
It sounds bad, okay, but yes, you will kill.
That's pretty fucking crazy. I mean, what do you mean? It sounds bad. It is very bad.
No, but
what the fuck? What the fuck? Well, hold on. Now that I'm listening to it again, wait, you're right. It kind of does sound a little bad. We want to kill children. It sounds really fucking bad. Actually, are you stupid?
I mean, I think I explained it like 100.
You had a little bit of a brain fart. You're like, holy shit, maybe it is bad.
No. I mean, again, we're not aiming to kill children. We don't want to kill children. I said it like 1,000 times, okay? But you're not listening. You're not interested in listening. You want just you said they want to kill children. No, we don't want to kill children.
But you have to.
But yes, we have to.
Huh?
Yes, I mean, because if Hamas terrorists are hiding behind women and children, and it's or to leave them alive and they will kill us, or to kill them and there will be a collateral damage. We're sorry for that.
That's not collateral damage. You are shooting the child.
It's not our fault. It's their fault. Okay, if they're brave and they're men, okay, and they can fight, why are they hiding like?
Okay, I have a question. If you had a hospital in Gaza filled with Palestinian children and patients, and then you had Hamas soldiers inside, is it okay to bomb that hospital? No, but Israel does that time and time again.
No, Israel is not doing that. It's not true. I mean, it's all.
Has Israel bombed hospitals? Yes or no?
Did Hamas use hospitals as military?
Oh my God!
Bases, yes or no?
Have they bombed hospitals or not?
Yes or no?
That's irrelevant. Have they bombed hospitals or not?
Why is it irrelevant?
Because there are still innocent people inside of it. There are still children and patients and doctors.
Okay, so I got the formula, okay?
I don't know what you just said, but answer my question. Has Israel bombed hospitals in Gaza?
So Hamas
has Israel bombed hospitals in Gaza?
I won't answer you. Hamas can just answer my question, okay? Hamas can just go.
Has Israel bombed hospitals in Gaza?
Military bases.
Oh my God.
Hamas is immune, right? Hamas is immune.
Has Israel bombed hospitals in Gaza?
If the hospitals are not hospitals, they're military bases, okay? So yes, it's a target.
Which hospital has been a military base?
And if Hamas
Name one
cares
hospital
about
that was a military base.
Shifa.
Al
And if
Shifa
Hamas
Hospital was a
cares-
I know the
yes.
doctors that are in Al Shifa. I know doctors personally that were killed in Al Shifa
There were-
Hospital.
there-
They're not
there was
Hamas.
also- the hostages were in Shifa. A lot of
So why are you guys
times,
bombing
most
the
of
hospital that your hostages are in? None of this
It
is adding
was
up.
a military base.
None of this is adding up. Why are you bombing Al Shifa Hospital that had hostages? You want to kill your own people?
We didn't bomb Shifa Hospital, okay?
Yes,
we
you have.
We risked.
No.
soldiers,
You've
okay,
bombed the
to
Shifa
go
Hospital
into
multiple
Shifa.
times, actually.
No,
Yes, you have.
no,
Yes.
no.
Israel has bombed the
and-
Shifa Hospital multiple times. I mean, that's just like
No.
I don't need to say that again.
Okay. Again, if Hamas makes hospital a military base, then it's their fault. If they care about their own population, they won't do it to them. They won't convert hospitals to military
So
bases.
okay, but I just have a question for you. I just have a question for you.
Because you are a terrorist supporter.
Regardless
Yeah.
of I'm a terrorist, I don't support the IDF actually. But if Israel bombed
support
a
Hamas,
hospital
right?
in
Do you support
Gaza,
Hamas?
I
you support
support
Hamas?
armed resistance against occupation. I support any
Do you
resistance.
support Hamas?
I support armed
You can
resistance
call
against
whatever.
occupation. I support resistance against
So you
occupation
support Hamas.
against.
You support Hamas.
What are you even talking about? Have you
Why
read
did
their
you say yes?
Have you read their
Why
charter?
did you say-
Have you read their charter?
Fine. Did you read it? Okay. So say yes.
Yes, I have.
Do you support Hamas?
Do you support the killing of innocent
do you support
children?
Hamas? Just say yes.
But
Is it so
I
hard?
support armed resistance. Take it for what you want. I'm
Don't
like
say armed resistance.
t-
Do you
t-
support Hamas? It's a yes or no question.
you-
Do you
you're-
support
you-
Hamas?
you're losing the plot by literally completely deflecting a
Oh my
hospital
God.
question.
Do you support Hamas? Yes or no?
I support armed
Just say
resistance.
yes.
What's
Just-
armed
why can't you
resistance?
just say
What's
yes?
armed resistance?
Why can't you just say
What's
yes?
armed
So say
resistance?
yes.
What's armed resistance?
Okay.
Okay.
In your
Okay, then in your
in your
eyes I
mind-
do. Then in your eyes I do. Move on.
Okay, but
Now
in your eyes-
about a
eyes-
hospital. Is it okay to bomb a hospital with Palestinians inside of it, along with Hamas? Answer my question. Why are you deflecting? You don't need to deflect. You can answer the question very simply. Is it okay to bomb a hospital?
You're deflecting like 10 minutes.
Great.
Is Hamas okay? Hamza, two questions. Is Hamas an armed resistance?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Do you
So
support armed resistance?
yes, I support armed resistance. End of story. End of discussion. Yes, I do. What are you gonna do about
do
it?
you support
You,
Hamas?
I,
Okay.
if you, I'm sure you're a smart dude and you could figure this out and you could put two
Yeah.
and two together.
But why?
Okay.
But why are you not just saying yes?
Oh,
Because what?
well, I'm
afraid of being deported from the U.S.
I'm on.
What's the point?
There's many
Do you
reasons
support
actually.
Hamas?
There's many reasons actually. I'm on live right now and I will be taken down if I say anything. So I can't. Unfortunately, I can't. If you want me to mute my mic, you know, I'm live on multiple platforms. Anyways, I don't support one people 100%. Do I support breaking out of an open air prison on October 7th? 100%. Was I cheering for the Palestinian people that broke out of a 20-year-old open air prison on October 7th? Yes, I was. Do I want innocent people to be killed? No, I don't. There is a difference, okay? Like,
You think in October 7th, innocent people?
anyways, you're running. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I don't agree with any innocent killing.
Do you condemn it? Do you condemn it?
Do I condemn killing? I do condemn killing. Yes, but do I condemn Hamas?
Yes.
No, I don't condemn Hamas.
So you think it's fine?
I don't.
Hamas
Look, dude. Listen. You are deflecting. It's crazy. You can't even answer a question about a hospital being bombed. Has Israel bombed hospitals in Gaza? Yes or no? I'm asking for like the 15th time. Has Israel bombed hospitals in Gaza? Yes or no?
I don't know, but okay, I don't know every occasion, but I'm sure.
Has
okay,
Israel
I'm sure,
bombed hospitals in Gaza? Yes or no?
I'm sure if Israel did it, okay.
Has Israel bombed
they had
hospitals in Gaza?
precise Intelligence, okay. to
Oh my
know-
God. Okay,
I mean,
I'm gonna
the
take
whole-
that. I'm gonna take that as a yes. I'm gonna take that as a yes.
No, but you can take it whatever you want.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the
So
whole
now
complex
if
is
Israel
called-
bombs,
Okay,
hold on for a
Hamza,
second.
do you know-
If
do
Israel
you know that the
bombs
chief
a
of
hospital, if Israel bombs a hospital with Hamas inside, along with patients and doctors, is that okay? Yes or no?
It's legal question, okay? If it's like
Okay,
1,000
listen.
terrorists and one doctor, is it okay?
Listen. Listen. Let's say it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. If you had, but it's not as simple as that.
Is it okay to bomb hospitals? You're just simplifying it.
I'm trying to get to a point. I'm trying to get to a point. I'm trying to get to a point, and you're not like following because you're so defensive and clearly. Listen.
Go ahead.
Israel has bombed hospitals since October 7th. Now I have a question about this. Okay. Israel bombing hospitals in Gaza. This hospital has Hamas soldiers inside and patients in equal number. Okay, in equal number. Is it okay for Israel to bomb that hospital and kill everyone in there?
So I'll answer the question. Okay, it's not a simple answer.
It's not a simple answer. So why is it that you can't? Why is it that you get upset? Why is it that you get upset if I don't give a yes or no? But apparently, like you can do it, right? That you don't have to give a yes or no.
But
so give me one.
So I'm also have the right to do it.
So
okay, you just did it.
I listen. I answered your dumbass questions
in the world. Because not all the questions in the world are so simple to answer. Okay.
It's pretty simple to answer, dude. Like, would you bomb a hospital with patients inside of it? That's the question, really. Like, why are you?
Yeah, but it's really making you like, would you? No, it's not like that. It's not. Like
well, would you or would you not?
I wouldn't go to a hospital in the first place. Of course not. I mean, we're not.
Like you're. Oh, so you wouldn't bomb the hospital?
I wouldn't bomb a hospital. Okay, if that's your question.
No.
Would you bomb a hospital? No, I wouldn't bomb a hospital.
A hospital with Hamas inside.
Okay, so if now I'm asking you a question. If there will be,
you don't have to ask me a question.
And one doctor.
But that's not that's not the question. The question was 50-50. The question was 50-50. You're just running away from it. You're just running away. Why are you running away? Answer the question, dude.
If the 50%, okay, are, I don't know, Sinwar and high is it, okay? So I mean it's
okay. Let's say it was 50. Let's say it was Let's say it was Sinwar in the hospital and 100, just only Sinwar and like all of the top officials of Hamas, 10 of them, and 100 innocent Palestinians. Is it okay to bomb the hospital?
It's a hard question. I'll tell you, it's a hard question.
Okay, now it's a hard question. I have another question. Let's say you had a Yahya Sinwar in the top 10 officials in an Israeli hospital, a Jewish hospital, and 100 Israelis. Would you bomb that?
I'll tell you what's the difference. Okay, the difference is.
Is there a difference in that?
Yes.
So would you bomb that one or no?
No.
So that's a simple no. But the other one is the hard question.
Yes.
Why?
Why? Okay. So in 2005, again, I'm going back. Okay.
Oh my God.
Hamas was elected by the people of Gaza. Okay.
Oh.
It's their fault. It's their fault. I mean, it's not. Yes,
it's their fault. Do you realize that less than half of the people living in Gaza today even voted for them? They weren't even alive.
Yeah, but you know, there were 250 hostages in Gaza. Okay,
that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. I mean,
the Israeli intelligence. No, I'll tell you something. The Israeli intelligence. I mean, you may acknowledge.
That is insane, by the way.
It's really good.
You just I cannot even get past the fact that you just said that they deserve to die basically because they are at fault for putting Hamas in power. So that's why it's different.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
That's kind of what you said.
I don't want to kill
Chat, did he say that or not? Chat, did he say that or not?
No, I didn't.
I didn't say that. It's kind of what you said. It's kind of what you said.
If that's what you understand from me, so I take back my words.
Okay? Oh, you take back your words now. Great. He heard the live stream and he's taking it back.
Okay, you're trying to catch me. Fine, you're trying to catch me. Okay, so ask all your questions, all your populist, questions, and I will say yes.
Explain yourself then. Explain yourself.
Okay, I'll try. I mean, I see that you're reading questions that probably are being people are asking you to ask me. That's fine. Okay, so
I'm telling you to explain yourself. Why is it okay to bomb a hospital in Gaza with Palestinians inside and along with Hamas, but not okay with Israelis and Hamas inside of an Israeli hospital? What is the difference between that? Explain to me.
Okay, so in every war, in every war. Okay, when one side decides to go to, but promise to shut up until I finish the answer. Okay.
I'm not gonna shut up
You-
because that's not a good. That's not.
Okay, okay.
Explain yourself. I'm not talking. Explain yourself.
Okay, just promise to be quiet until.
Explain
until
yourself.
finish.
If you say something untrue or crazy, I'm gonna interrupt. Explain yourself.
But you interrupt all the time.
Explain.
Okay.
I'm giving you the floor. Explain yourself. Do you even have an explanation?
I mean,
Holy
I'm
shit.
not a politician. Okay, I'm not but I will try to explain.
You don't
okay?
need to be a politician. Holy shit. Go ahead.
Okay, so there was not one war in the history, okay, when there were no casualties among civilians, okay? It doesn't mean that the other side is aiming them, but when a side decides to go to a war against the other side, there will be a collateral damage, okay? Now, I don't know about the numbers, okay? You asked about 10 against 100. Those are questions, okay? I don't know. If it would be 1,000 terrorists against one civilians, you would probably admit that it's fine, right, to bomb it.
So would
And
you
if it
would you
would be
so would you do that? 1,000 Hamas soldiers and one Israeli inside of an Israeli hospital. Would you bomb that hospital?
No,
Why? But you would if they're Palestinian.
right? Because the Palestinians are fighting us, and no, it's not because I
So
think
don't
we are
fucking
superior.
don't fucking jump around the numbers because they don't fucking matter at the end of the day. If you're a Palestinian, you will be killed, and if you're Israeli, you won't.
It's not you will be killed. It's not you will be killed.
Well,
But
it's okay to
you will
kill
help.
you. Don't
It's
stop
not
stop
okay
fucking
to kill you.
sugarcoating it. Just say you want to kill Palestinians in a hospital. Say it doesn't fucking matter.
I don't
Say
wanna kill
Palestinian
Palestinians.
life does not equate to Israeli life. Just say it. Own up to it.
I don't think that
Holy
that
shit.
the Israelis are superior. Okay, I don't think anything
Insane.
like that. No. But what I'm saying is that yes, that Palestinians. Okay, so again, let me make my point. Okay, I tried to make it before. Please let me finish. Okay, so again, 250 hostages in Gaza. The intelligence of Israel is good, but no one hostage. Okay, I mean, actually, 3 hostages were released, but like 90 something% of the hostages were not released. Okay, because the people in Gaza who knew about them. Okay, I mean, you can't.
Dude,
hide-
answer my question. Why is it okay to bomb a hospital in Gaza but not in Israel? I'm just like why are you talking about hostages and this
So,
and that?
by the way-
Answer my question.
by the
Why are
way,
you like deflecting
no.
or talking about some other bullshit?
But do you
Answer my
know-
question.
It's not okay. It's not okay
It's not okay. What? What the fuck?
to bomb a hospital. Okay, it's not okay.
I'm-
We're not trying to.
Okay, but you're saying if there's 1,000,
Listen,
if you're saying there are 1,000 Hamas soldiers and one Palestinian, you would bomb that hospital.
Yes.
And if there were 1,000 Hamas soldiers and one Israeli, you wouldn't bomb that hospital.
Every.
Would you bomb that hospital?
What?
Would
the
you bomb
United
that
States-
hospital?
No. Would the United States?
No one's talking about the United States. We're talking about Israel,
But
and we're talking about what you think as well as an Israeli. We're talking about your thought process. No one's talking about America or anything like that. We're talking about you.
But I'm talking about any. Okay, if
You would
the
bomb.
Palestinians-
Would you answer my question? Would you bomb a hospital with 1,000 Hamas soldiers and one Israeli?
Would the Palestinians?
You wouldn't do that? You wouldn't do that? By the way, you know what's funny though? Your country wouldn't do that. It's called Hannibal Directive. They'll kill, inshallah, they don't care. Even if half of it are Israelis, they will kill it as long as they get rid of Hamas. That's what they did on October 7th as well. It's part of October 7th. It's Hannibal Directive.
Because hostages
Your
are-
government disagrees with you. But as an Israeli, that's your mind. That's crazy.
That is also your mind. I mean, and
No, it's not. It's not my mind. I would
Yes,
not
it
say
is.
that. No, I wouldn't.
Okay, would Hamas bomb? I mean,
Hamas
they're aiming
isn't-
at civilians, so
But
it's a ridiculous.
you're not even you're deflecting again.
I mean,
It's not
we're
even
talking-
compared. It's not. You can't
no.
even compare. You can't even compare.
We're talking about a movement, okay, that is bombing civilians, that is aiming on civilians, and you're defending them. You're saying that they are resistant fighters, And on the other
I mean,
side, we're talking about a side that
it's
is
just crazy.
doing
Anyways,
its best.
they're not doing
That
their
is
best.
doing,
You just said they bomb hospitals,
doing
and then also, by the way, they bomb schools,
no,
refugee camps, and they've leveled 90% of the
no. The
ground
hospitals are
to
connected
the
to
ground.
the tunnel system. The hospitals are part of the Hamas ecosystem of the Hamas terrorist.
Are there any
How do you say?
hostages in Gaza right now?
No.
So why are you guys still bombing Gaza?
When did we bomb hospitals? Because there are still terrorists there. Huh.
I thought the whole point was to save your.
No, the whole point was to make October 7th not happen again. This is the whole point.
To make October 7th not
This is
happen
the whole
again. So you have to get rid of all of the Hamas soldiers.
Yes.
So how many Hamas soldiers have you guys gotten rid of since October 7th?
Tens of thousands.
Do you know the
I don't
number?
know the number. No, do you know?
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking you as an Israeli, right? Like, you should know, I feel like.
Israeli. So I'm saying as a Palestinian, you should care more, no?
I care about the Palestinian children that are being killed, yeah.
But you don't care about the resistance fighters who are being killed?
I mean, the numbers are there. I mean, what are the numbers that you have? How many people have been killed in Gaza since
I
October
have no
7th?
idea. I said it's in the tens of thousands. I don't know the exact
No,
number.
but in total, how many people have been killed?
Let's say 30,000. Okay, what the difference is that?
It's closer to like 100,000, but you know, some numbers are even in the hundreds of
If
thousands.
if it's Hamas member, I hope it's closer to 1 million. Yes.
Oh, but how many Hamas soldiers are there?
In total, I have no idea. 60,000, 70,000.
So why would you hope the numbers to 1 million if there aren't even 1 million Hamas
If
soldiers?
there were 1 million, if there was, come on, you're taking me by my word. Fine, you have a gotcha. Okay, you have a.
I'm not trying.
short
I'm
for
not trying to.
people.
I'm not trying to get a gotcha. And
No, fine.
I don't need a
but you're
short.
asking why. You understood me. Come on, Hamza, you understood me.
I didn't
Come on,
understand you.
continue.
That's why I'm asking you to clarify.
If there were 1 million Hamas members, I would hope all of them would be killed. Yes.
Okay, well that's not what you said. So there are around 60,000 Hamas soldiers, right? That's what you're saying? Well, guess what? The number that's coming out of Gaza is around 80,000. So that's more than the Hamas soldiers' existence. Like, why are you guys still going?
Yeah, of course. I didn't say that people that civilians weren't killed in the war. I didn't say that.
Okay, and then how?
Civilians-
So how many Hamas out of the? How many are Hamas out of the 80,000?
30-40%, which is considered to be high. Okay, if
30 to 40%.
Yes, if you compare to other wars,
So you're saying around 30,000 people out of the 80,000 are Hamas, and then the other 20,000 are children,
your
and then
math
the
is
other.
not the greatest, but fine. Yes.
Well, around 30.
Yeah, about.
What do you mean? It's about 30,000. You're saying 40%.
30% of 80 of
You said 40.
80,000 or 60,000.
You said 40.
24.
You said 40%.
40 is okay. So 32.
Yeah. So maybe my math isn't that
I mean,
bad.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
shut the fuck up.
I
Anyways,
said it on the numbers. I said it on the numbers, and then you're cutting me on numbers that I said. I mean, it's so.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
typical.
Okay. 24 to 32,000. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Those are
30%
Hamas.
of 80,000.
Yeah. So those are Hamas, and
I
then.
don't know, but
So
this is what it is.
are you saying another 80,000 people need to die in order to reach your number? Like, I'm confused. Like, do you need to kill another 80,000 Palestinians in order to kill all of Hamas?
Also, do you really think it convinces someone? I mean, I think that
I'm asking you a question. You're saying that you're saying 20 to 30,000 Hamas soldiers have been killed, but there are 60,000. So you're halfway there. Do you need to get another 80,000 Palestinians killed in order to reach your number? It's a genuine question.
Again, I'm looking to reach any number. Okay, I said I won't be sorry.
Yeah.
I won't be sorry if all Hamas members were being killed. I didn't say we need to reach this number. Okay, if October 7th wouldn't happen, okay, so Hamas, people from Gaza would continue to work.
Oh,
in Israel,
would
more
well
and
no
more and more people.
Okay, stop saying that, because no one even worked in Israel. It's like 0.1% of the population. First of all, get that out of your mind, because that just doesn't exist.
It's not 0.1, it's 1%. This is what you said, right?
I
It's
said
0.1, it's 1.
it's
like 10 times more.
It's 0.1.
Yeah. No, you said 18,000 before. Okay, 18,000 out of
2.3 million. It's under 1.
What?
It's under 1.
It's under 1.
Okay,
but
under
it's much
1.
closer. It's much closer
Okay,
to 1 than to
inshallah it was
0.1.
5. Inshallah it was 5%. 90 the
Inshallah.
the 90%.
Inshallah, but look,
This guy's playing with numbers, bro. He was like, no, not 0.1% that can go. Actually, 1% can go. Wow. Should we thank you? Should we bow down to you that you let the 1% of the population go?
Again, I'm asking you, why are
The
you not
fuck,
asking
bro?
questions about
You've killed 1% of the population. What the hell?
not even 0.00001% went through
Actually,
the
you've killed like
Egypt border?
5%
Why?
or whatever. I don't know. You've killed like a lot.
Why?
Wait, what?
Not even 0.0001% of the population in Gaza went through the Egypt border to work. Why
What do you
Why are you
mean?
not asking questions about that?
What do you mean? We could go
What do you
through the
mean?
Egypt border
Okay,
just
so
fine.
take it to think. What?
We could go through the Egypt border just fine. Obviously, it costs as well, but it's like they're not any better. Sisi, we don't like Sisi.
No,
we
no,
don't like
you
the
can't
government
go
of
through
Egypt.
You can't go through that.
Do you want to
Egypt
know?
border.
Do you want to know why, as Palestinians in Gaza, they don't have a big problem with Egypt in comparison to Israel? Do you want to know why?
Because they're Egyptians.
No, it's not because they're Egyptians.
No.
It's
Actually,
let me tell you
the
why.
most-
Let me tell
the
you
most
why.
common
Let me tell you
name
why.
in Gaza-
Let me tell you why. Stop
most
talking for a
common name in
second.
Gaza
Let me
is
tell you why.
Al-Masri.
Let me tell you why.
The most
Let me tell you why.
common name in
Let me tell you
Gaza
why.
is Al-Masri.
Let me tell you why.
What is Al-Masri? Tell your audience.
I'm going to proceed
What
to
is
tell you
Al-Masri?
why, whether you interrupt me or not. The reason Gazans hate Israelis more than they do Egyptians because of what they're doing and at the borders or whatever, the reason they dislike Israel more than Egypt is because Israel controls the land, air, and sea and bombs them to the ground. Egypt is not. Egypt does not control their land, their air, their sea, their imports, their exports. Israel controls every single thing in it. Israel controls their water and their food supply, and they cut those things whenever the fuck they want. Egypt doesn't do that. So stop bringing Egypt into it. They are irrelevant to this. And even if they were relevant, we don't like Sisi. He's never been on Palestine's side anyways. He's arrested his own people for speaking out about Palestine. I hate Sisi. I don't like him. Okay,
so
خلاص.
for 5 minutes.
خلاص
So
then.
for 5 minutes.
لا
you
لا لا خلاص then. You know what? It's like, what is your final word? Because like you're wasting my time.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay, my final word is that the most common name in Gaza is Al-Masri. The reason they hate
Fucking
Israel
hell.
and not Egypt is because we are Jews and Egypt is Muslims. This is the real reason.
That is not true.
The
So
Gazans-
yes, that's not true.
The Gazans, yeah, this is the reason, and I think
It's just not true.
everyone who's a bit genuine knows it. Okay, This
Everyone
is the
that's a
whole
bit
reason.
genuine knows it.
Egypt closed
No,
border.
you know what Palestinians do hate.
Yeah.
They hate the ones that took their homes, Israelis, Zionists. They hate the ones that killed their fathers, Israelis and Zionists. They killed their friends and cousins. They killed their school teachers and their coaches. They just killed Palestinian goalkeeper.
You know, after the 67
They just
war,
killed a Palestinian goalkeeper. They just killed a Palestinian team member that was on the. They've killed so many football players. They've killed so many people across the spectrum. This is why we don't like Israel. Egypt has not done that.
In the peace, okay, in the peace we have with Egypt. Okay,
But don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid.
Okay, okay, I want. We asked Egypt to take Gaza. They didn't want it. They didn't want Gaza.
Who wants a mass influx of refugees? That's also a thing. It's like, why would they want that? Why would any country want that? We don't like Egypt. Stop talking about them. I don't like Sisi. Like, I like the Egyptian people.
Okay, but
Egyptian people are my friends and my family. I love them. I was rooting for the Egyptian team in the World Cup because I love the people, not Sisi. If I root for Egypt and the Egyptian people, it doesn't mean I'm rooting for Sisi. Fuck Sisi. I don't like that guy. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope you learned something. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. Also, yeah, Egypt got robbed, man. Egypt got fucking robbed. And it's because, like, I don't know. I wanna say that Israel gave him that call during halftime. Like, yo, slow these motherfuckers down. How are they beating Messi? But, you know, it's because we got heart, man. Egypt got heart. Obviously, I don't know if, like, it's not entirely out of the question though. Like, I feel like that is a possibility, you know. But Anyways, that guy is really like honestly, it's more annoying when they're fucking calmly telling you that they would rather bomb a hospital with Palestinians in it than Israelis. Like it's more annoying that way, and it's more frustrating. You know, like, oh my god, what the hell's your problem? It's insane, and that's definitely I'm definitely posting that. What the fuck? You think it's okay to bomb a hospital with Palestine? Like, I literally gave him the question: 1,000 Hamas soldiers and 1 Palestinian. He's like, yeah, bomb that. Okay, 1,000 Hamas soldiers, 1 Israeli. No, we're not bombing that. Why? His answer was, well, Palestinians put Hamas in power. It's their fault. The fuck? You're gonna kill children for something they had absolutely nothing to do with? Over 50%, no, around 50% of the population in Gaza, 1 million children live in Gaza. They were not alive when Hamas was put into power 20 years ago. It is the stupidest argument to say that the people did this to themselves. And if you did the math of those that live today, that are still alive in Gaza today, it is around 20%, I think even under that actually voted for Hamas back then. And even if all of them voted for that, for Hamas, that doesn't mean you kill them. That doesn't mean it's okay to kill them and their lives are like worthless. You know, like half of Israel voted for Netanyahu. Am I gonna say solely because they voted for Netanyahu that they should die? No, not because of that. I would maybe say that I don't like them and you know they're evil because of what they're doing, because they're killing people and they're killing kids. You know what I mean? Same thing in the U.S. Half of the U.S. voted for Trump. Those same people, like, I wouldn't say that they need to lose their lives because they voted for Trump. If they are going to the military and they're killing people and they're killing children, it's a different story, right? It's like, you know, and also a lot of people, I think it's different with the U.S. because a lot of people just like actually regret voting for that fuck. But yeah, actually, most people didn't vote. You're right. It's not like half, but anyways, half of the people that did vote voted for him. But anyways, it's just like, fuck, man. So dumb. So dumb. Anyways, it's getting very late, but I'm not going to end the stream now. I actually want to react to some content with you guys. Are you guys down? I haven't done reaction content on here since Bassem Youssef was in my house. I haven't actually streamed since he was here, which was like a little over a month ago. And I'm so sorry about that. I've been traveling. I've been very busy doing things for Palestine outside of my hometown. I've been very busy with a bunch of projects I've been working on. So, yeah, I got a lot of things coming soon. So I hope you guys understand. But let's do some reaction content. I have a few videos I want to react to. And speaking of Bassem Youssef, one of these things is of Bassem Youssef. So we will react to that right now. If I do... Hold on. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm trying to fix this. What the... Okay. Okay. We're gonna Hold on, guys. 1 second. Sorry. If I go over here. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? So, wait. Okay, if you guys can hear me and see me, comment down the number 2. Just spam it up in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm glad you guys could hear me. Okay, so hey guys, Hamza here. Today we are going to be reacting to Bassem Youssef and Dan Bilzerian. The interview you have been waiting for, nothing off limits. So apparently Bassem Youssef got to sit down with Dan Bilzerian, and I don't know what they talked about, but we're about to find out. My honest take about Dan Bilzerian, listen, I think what he says about Palestine specifically is right, but he conflates Judaism and Zionism too much, and I think he, includes things that he shouldn't be saying in the same breath of free Palestine. Like he'll say, for example, events in this historical events haven't happened before and they don't exist, and also free Palestine. Like those two should not be in the same sentence. Whether he has his points on that and that's a conversation alone, and this is a separate conversation. Like these two things should not be merging. So I don't think that helps us as Palestinians, to be honest with you. I think that actually hurts us. But I'm interested to see what Bassem and Dan Bilzerian spoke about here. So let's get into this.
Israel is using Judaism as a cover.
That was my red line.
You're bigger than me. You're probably gonna kick my.
It would be Randy Fine.
What a skill down.
Well,
oh my God, Dan, the sacrifice.
focusing on the Zionism, that's a safer thing to say. I don't say that to my black friends.
I have read your book.
They're not doing me a favor by voting for me.
What filled the void?
We need people in government that care about America.
This interview will be very uncomfortable for many people. But in these days, is there anything comfortable anymore? It might be offensive and it might be controversial, but it's honest. Dan Bilzerian is by design a very controversial figure. His past life was anything but normal, and his life right now is far from boring. When I posted this video of us announcing an upcoming interview with Dan Bilzerian, there was speculation, excitement, anger, pushback, encouragement, and with that came all kinds of accusations. Dan Bilzerian is hated and despised by many people, and if social media is any indication, he's also loved and respected by many others. I could make this an unnecessary long introduction where I pretend to add value to what you're about to see, but you're not here to listen to me. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
I am the center of the.
We just got hit with a fucking ad, man. Polish Pusher with the $2 dono. Thank you so much. Saying big fan, first time catching a live. W is in the chat right now for Polish Pusher. And also Real Tommy Life with the level 2 supporter. Thank you for the membership. And then we had a $20 donation earlier, which I missed, but I will get to, I promise. So I appreciate that. If you guys do want to drop any super chats or anything like that, wallah, that would mean a lot, and it does help me continue my activism. And if you guys want to donate straight via PayPal or anything like that, you can click on the Streamlabs link down below. You can just click the donate link, the donation link. Anyways, let's continue. And it pops up on the screen, by the way. Oh, Kat, thank you so much. Kat, thank you so much for your gift on TikTok. Appreciate that. Anyways, let's continue.
You are running against Randy Fine for Congress, which for me, as someone who has been following the Dan Bilzerian brand for a very long time, where did this idea come from?
Well, I guess everybody was talking about these problems, and I feel like initially the issue was kind of educating people on what was going on, and I think we hit critical mass there, and now everybody kind of knows, people are frustrated, and nobody's really doing anything. So I feel like the next step is to do something, and I didn't know what else to do, and I figured, well, I hate this guy more than anybody else in Congress, and I used to live in Florida. I grew up there, went to school there, went to UF.
But it can't just like be hate for someone, because as far as Congress goes, everybody hate everybody in Congress. Why did you feel very personal about like, no, I'm not just gonna speak up, I'm gonna do something? What is the something that you want to speak up against?
Well, I think he's the worst member of Congress. So I don't like many of them, but I guess
Dan Bilzerian running for Congress was just not on my bucket list, by the way. That is just so left field. What the hell is going on?
if I could unseat him and also put myself in there, it's almost like a 2-for-1. He is probably the epitome of Jewish supremacy. Like if I were to look at like the personification of Jewish supremacy other than the state of Israel, it would be Randy Fine.
All right, off to a rocky start. I knew this term, Jewish supremacy, would get me into trouble because that's the world that we live in right now. So I had to ask him straight up, Dan, do you mean every single Jewish person? And the quick answer was,
well, when I say Jewish supremacy, I don't say every single Jew is a Jewish supremacist, right?
okay, but also this is the full context.
Well, I think he's the worst member of Congress. So I don't like many of them, but I guess if I could unseat him and also put myself in there, it's almost like a 2-for-1. He is probably the epitome of Jewish supremacy. Like if I were to look at like the personification of Jewish supremacy other than the state of Israel, it would be Randy Fine.
I will have to interject here and kind of push back against Jewish supremacy, because a lot of people say that once you say the word Jewish, you're anti-Semitic. What do you mean Jewish supremacy? Are you generalizing in all Jewish people? As much as I know, you worked with Jewish people, you had Jewish business partners, you had Jewish people even advising on your campaign right now. So are you against Jewish people? Do you have some genocidal thoughts about Jewish people and want to get rid of them? Like, what do you mean when you say Jewish supremacy? Because that term can be very offensive for many Jews.
I find that interesting because, you know, they throw out the term white supremacy all the time, and it's never said, well, but not all whites. You know, when they talk about black supremacy or they talk about white supremacy, nobody says, well, but not all blacks are black supremacists. And when they talk about white supremacy, nobody says that, right? And if you were to say, hey, you know, the Chinese are infiltrating our government, they're bribing our politicians, they're doing all these things, you wouldn't say, but not all Chinese. You would say, well, we got to do something about these Chinese.
So, all Jews or not? Yeah, and you answer the question.
But the moment you switch Chinese with Jew, for some reason now we have a whole separate conversation which creates this knee-jerk reaction.
I get what he's saying, and I get that there's like more, oh my God, did someone say Jewish supremacy? What the hell? Like, I get there's more of a problem with that than other, you know, other people, I guess, but he still didn't answer the question. Like, you could give this explanation after you answer. Are you generalizing all Jewish people or not? Because I think it's important, you know? I think it's important that you don't, because it's not all Jewish people. I have so many Jewish friends that are allies to the Palestinian cause and that are not Jewish supremacists, or not, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And this response, this program response within you to think, well, but not all Jews, and you know, these people are victims, and you can't say that. But you wouldn't say that about Russians, you wouldn't say that about Chinese, and you wouldn't say that about Muslims. And they have no problem throwing around all these problems that they say Muslims create or responsible for. But the moment you say anything about Jews, now all of a sudden we have this term, anti-Semitism, anti-Semite. And I have an issue with the term in general, just because to me, the Semites are people that are indigenous of that region that speak a Semitic language, and most of the Eastern European Ashkenazi Jews that have occupied that land don't fall in that category. So I reject the term entirely. If you want to say I don't like Jews, then that's one thing, and we can talk about that. But if you want to say that I'm anti-Semitic, I just disagree with the term.
But do you think that Israel is using Judaism as a cover for what they want to do? They're hiding behind the identity first, because you don't understand how many Jewish comic friends I have. One of them, I talk about him all the time, Matt Lieb. He's Jewish. He went on a birthright trip to Israel when he was 26. He was the typical liberal Zionist. He went there. He discovered that this is all a propaganda, and now he's back and having his podcast called Bad Hasbara. He's just talking about Hasbara.
I know about Bad Hasbara, the podcast. I believe they invited me about 2 years ago. I didn't know who they were, and I think it was Matt that reached out to me. but I never did it. So maybe if you guys want to see me on Bad Hasbara, let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe I'll hop on. I don't know. I'll have to check them out more to see, but I think why not? Especially if he's getting an okay from Bassem in terms of like, you know, switching, you know, from being a Zionist to, you know, not.
We have our common friend, David Spivak, like who was also, he talks about how he was brainwashed as a Jewish kid. And now they are completely anti-Zionist, completely anti-Israel. So are you not including these Jewish people when you talk about Jewish supremacy, or do you?
Well, when I say Jewish supremacy, I don't say every single Jew is a Jewish supremacist, right? But I think that term is important instead of saying Zionism, because Zionism doesn't capture the entirety of the problem. And Jewish supremacy was an issue before Israel's creation. I mean, the Bolsheviks, literally, it was a predominantly Jewish controlled government, and they mass murdered Christians. They made it illegal to be Christian, and they made it illegal to criticize Jews. They burned tons of Christian churches. I mean, you know, I'm sure you're familiar with the history, but they killed tens of millions of Christians specifically before they were Christian, and that happened before World War II.
This is another part of history where when people discuss it, they are called conspiracy theorists, liars, deranged. I never heard about these stories about the Bolsheviks until very recently. And because it's not discussed regularly in mainstream media, people who discuss it are called fringe or conspiracy theories or delusional. Interestingly enough, the other side associates the Bolsheviks with Muslims. Isn't that crazy?
I don't know if there's a moderate base out there for Democrats, which has got to be scary. So let's take a look at what the Mondami staff would look like. This is a little bit of the staff of the socialist movement.
This is a Bolshevik type of group, and I say that with intentionality.
Funny how when they link Bolsheviks to Muslims, calling it the Bolshevik-Muslim Alliance or whatever bullshit, they don't call it conspiracy theories. They don't call it anti-Semitic because, you know, Arabs are Semitic. Anyways, where were we?
Zionism doesn't capture the entirety of the problem.
Oh, Zionism.
A lot of people might say Christian Zionism is even not more dangerous, but like a more motivating power behind Jewish Zionism. Like, do you think that Christian Zionism, with all of the money that they pour into Israel, into all of the organizations.
Christian Zionism is like arguably worse than, like, you know, Jewish Zionists. The evangelical ones are just fucking crazy, man. And by the way, they are also anti-Semitic themselves. They want to support Israel to the point where, like, okay, we'll support you Jewish people as long as you stay there. Don't come here. Like, that's how they are. They are so Zionist and so anti-Semitic at the same time. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Like Christians for Israel, do you think this is actually even an equal or a bigger problem?
I definitely think it's a problem, but, you know, like if somebody herded a bunch of sheep into my lawn and the sheep were shitting in the lawn, I wouldn't get mad at the sheep. I'd get mad at the sheep herder that brought them there. So I think Christian Zionism is a perversion of the Christian religion, and they've been deceived, and so I don't get mad that they've been lied to. I mean, yeah, it's a problem, but like I said, I think the fundamental issue is when people think that they're better than everybody else.
Focusing on the Zionism, that's a safer thing to say. But I don't think it
the mic quality just became so much better, by the way.
Captures the entirety of the problem. And so that's why I don't focus on that. So I think the more Jews that come out and say things like that, I will say you have to separate these people. But I don't see that happening very often. I feel like the Norm Finkelsteins and the people that are criticizing this are the massive outliers, and I don't think they're the norm. And if you look at the polls of the people in Israel that support this genocide, that support what Israel's doing, and that believe in living in an apartheid state and believe that they're better than the Palestinians, it's the majority, it's not the minority.
You have been on TMZ, and that interview with TMZ made some waves. And I saw them grilling you about being anti-Semitic.
You seem to have a problem with Jews. You called your opponent this fat Jew. How is that not anti-Semitic?
That's what you say, but how about every single time
that's what I know. I don't say it. I know
he literally talks about how Muslims are lower than dogs. So is that Islamophobic?
Yes.
And completely ignoring Randy Fine. And a lot of people clipped your...
Yeah, it is. And also saying what you said, Dan, that is anti-Semitism as well.
Video as kind of like a gotcha moment when you said, like, if what Randy Fine said is Islamophobic, it's like, yes, it's like, ooh, got you. But I feel also a lot of people coming to the term that the word Islamophobia is very excusable. It's like arachnophobia, agoraphobia. I have a phobia, I have fear, I'm victim to my fear, but it doesn't talk about the hate. Like, because someone who has a phobia will not go into a place where people who are the product of this phobia and kill them all, like what happens in the mosque. So it's more of hate speech. And it is very interesting how when it comes to Islam, it is like a phobia, but when it comes to other people, it's anti-Semitic. So it is very interesting how in that interview, they just focus on one thing that you said, and then I felt that there was kind of brushing over what Randy Fine and his likes said.
Well, I mean, I also think we need to talk about what they said was anti-Semitic, because they said that me calling him a fat Jew was anti-Semitic, but if they would have said, hey, this fat Muslim, nobody would have batted an eye. And then they also tried to,
I mean, yeah, that is true. But regardless, like fat this or fat that is wrong, regardless of who you're calling it to. But I do agree that, like, if you said it about a fat Muslim, like that is like it wouldn't be looked at as much, and it wouldn't even be looked at as badly. I agree.
Compare that to saying, which I find that really odd, because they only bleeped that word and they didn't bleep the other one, right? So this idea that
they bleeped fat Jew?
No, they bleeped here, but they didn't bleep Jew.
Okay.
And they tried to say that they were the same. He literally said to me, hey, saying the N-word is the same as calling him a fat Jew. And I'm like, no, it's not. Is Jew the same as because that is not that's not, one is a slur and one is describing a religion. So you can't compare.
Bro. What is wrong with him? What is going on? Why is he just openly like, what is that? This is just not what I want for representation for Palestinians. I'm not gonna lie. But to have saying this kind of thing involved with freeing Palestine, or in the conversation of freeing Palestine, it's just I just don't think that helps us. I do agree that there's a genocide, and I'm like all these things that I've also said, and that I'm also I'm Palestinian. That's my content. That's what I preach. But I don't know, man. Like sometimes when you put too much of whatever's going on with him, it's just like it ruins our cause, bro. It doesn't help us. It doesn't get us closer to what we want, which is freedom and justice. I just don't think it does, to be honest.
The two. I don't say that to my black friends, right? And calling somebody a Jew is no different than calling somebody a Muslim or a Christian. But they tried to say that was like a slur, which is crazy. And that's the problem, is like the weaponization of these words. And for some reason, they're like regulating speech now. And certain groups are in victim categories, which I don't believe they belong in victim categories. I don't believe in victim categories at all. And I think that's one of the issues that we face as well, is this policement of speech and people telling you what groups can say what things. And if you're a white person, that you can't say this, but if you're black, you can criticize other blacks. If you're Jewish, you can say things about Jews. Like it's very strange. And I feel like this didn't exist like 7 years ago.
Did you know a new roof in Houston could cost you just $4,947?
Why'd you have to dox me like that? A new roof, and here's your address, by the way. You want your fucking social security number too? Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
I have read your book. I want to talk. I have read your book. I want to talk about what's happening right now in politics, but I am really interested in what made you famous.
Yeah.
Which is the crazy lifestyle that you had. You sent me, it's like, Basim, I think the best way is to read the book I read. This is a different lifestyle. You've even like, you signed it up for me. It's like, this is because of a different life, different time. And this is like an unfiltered testimony from you for your life. I'm sorry, like, you're bigger than...
I didn't even know Dan Bilzerian had a book, man. What's going on?
Me, you're probably gonna kick my ass.
I do have a premium subscription, bro, but I have it on my main YouTube channel. I'm on incognito right now, so I can search the web freely with you guys.
But I was reading this and I was thinking, if I wasn't texting you, if I wasn't had testimony from you for your life, I'm sorry, like, you're bigger than me, you're probably gonna kick my ass. But I was reading this and I was thinking, if I wasn't texting you, if I wasn't had this kind of personal relationship and talking to me, I said, like, what a fucking douchebag. Such a degenerate frat boy. It's like every single page is like, I that this, I three women, 4 women. I went into cocaine. It's like all about gambling, money, getting in bed with this woman, getting in bed with that woman. It is every feminist.
It's like, I don't know how, I feel like this just hurts us. Does anyone understand what I'm saying? Like having this as like someone like that as like the face, or not a face of the Palestinian cause, because he's not, but like to speak out so heavily for us and then involve these things with it, or like, you know, say the same anti-Semitic things that he said in the same sentence as like, you know, free Palestine, by the way, and this event that, you know, I don't want to say the event name because then my YouTube is going to get flagged and everything, but you know what happened in before 1948, 1945. Like if he says, oh, this didn't happen, and by the way, free Palestine, like those two are not correlated. Like don't, and neither is anything of your past or what you do in your free time with all these girls and whatever the hell. Like it's just not, it just doesn't help us. And then I don't know why Bassem is bringing it up too, man. Bassem, Shuhad, I mean, what is this? What is this? I even told him, man. I told him when he came to my house, I was like, bro, I this is off camera, and when we were setting up for the stream, I told him, I was like, by the way, man, I saw the picture with you and Dan Bilzerian. As soon as I saw that, man, I was just like, la, why? Why are you doing that? Like, why are you, you know, doing that? And then we talked a little bit back and forth. But I told him to his face, I was like, well, I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should do this. But the same way I would tell him not to do Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson, which he did both, I think. So like, you know, he's jumping around. He likes doing all these things.
Nightmare. And it already, like, I've already seen people like Bill Maher and other already are using that as a point of attack on you.
Who's Dan Bilzerian? Well, he's a professional douchebag who's attracted 30 million followers by doing this all day and posting it.
This book will be used against you. And you said, like, I have nothing to hide and I own up to everything. I myself was watching, like, I was one of those people, like, following your account for obvious reasons because it is full of thirst traps, is like an understatement. But then you disappear for a year, not a single post. And then you post a picture, you, like, having, like a haircut, and it's like, free Palestine. What's happening is genocide. What happened? What happened to you? Let's talk about the period that you disappeared, and then let's talk about this hedonistic life.
Well, yeah, I disappeared a few times. So I disappeared to write the book, and during that time, I basically beat all my addictions. I beat my weed addiction, my sex addiction, gambling, everything. My life was really kind of like one big addiction, and it was focused on hedonism. My life addiction.
Like this looks like who's these pictures that he's saying like he doesn't do anymore or whatever. Yeah, it looks like this picture was taken yesterday. I don't know. I quit last week. I'm 1 week good. I quit this morning too. Actually, it was good. I'm just joking. I'm sure he actually has quit these things. I hope. But anyways.
Gambling, everything. My life was really kind of like one big addiction, and it was focused on hedonism. And as we discussed earlier, hedonism functions like a drug. It's kind of like doing heroin or, you know, taking Percocet or whatever. You have to do more of it to get that same high, and then eventually, you know, you can't get that high anymore, and then you just do it to kind of like, you know, fill the void. I did that for a long time, you know, and it was fun. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't fun. Like, there was definitely like high points, fun moments, excitement, adrenaline, all that, dopamine. But when I started writing the book, and I had come to this realization too before. So basically I got a girlfriend in like 2016, and I did couples vacations for like a year. And, I just had so much more fun. It was like so much, you know, there wasn't this distraction of being around 10 girls that are like, you know, kind of like fighting for your attention, which a lot of guys would see as like, oh man, that'd be amazing. And it is for a period, but you can only have sex for like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And then you're just like hanging around a bunch of 23-year-old girls that you have nothing in common with. And then you smoke weed just because you're bored, and then you have sex again. And it's like that cycle. It's
bro. I like, where's the part that I can't, like, how do I skip this part?
It's fun for a while, especially things and out of it what came to the same to do.
I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that. This is not helping us.
Then I went to monogamy.
Editor, because I'm posting this on YouTube in a little bit. Editor, please cut out like the inappropriate stuff, okay? Because this is just so irrelevant, and I don't want to. It's like yani, I don't want to hear that. It's disgusting.
Right? I Rafa and said the moment was like, so it was like kind of can't say anything. Paying more.
Well, like, how do you go? Like, look, I skipped not even like a minute or two, and you're getting into Gaza. So bad. Like, why are we connecting these two? Oh, this, that, whatever. And then you're getting into like Gaza's being bombed. And I'm like, bro, no, stop. I don't like that. That's so bad for us. I hate that, actually. I really don't like that.
I had the girlfriend and was, stopping the whole thing. I started paying more attention to politics. That was when October 7th happened. And I was like, I was watching it. And when they marched everybody into Rafah and said, hey, you'll be safe here, and then they bombed the refugees, that's your
turning point.
That was my red line. Because everybody's like, oh, you can't say anything. They're going to call you anti-Semitic. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Sure enough, they, killed the sale of my company. They did all this shit. But that was kind of my you moment, was like when they bombed Rafah, and I'd found out about the USS Liberty, and I was, an ex-Navy vet, so it was like kind of the combination of all that.
Oh, they're not our greatest ally, as I have thought.
Yeah, and so I started doing the research into Israel and our relationship with them and all the terrible things that they've done to us, all the times they've done false flag attacks. And the combination was like, okay, this is ridiculous. Somebody's got to say something. And that was kind of my tipping point.
Going back to the book and that life, when you're describing, like, I had all of this and it felt empty, you're describing a dream of every single living male. When they think it is more
false,
money, more sex, more gambling, more women, you had it all. Like, I mean, there are like stories here who could like...
Maybe every fucking incel in the world.
It is like... I was kind of reading an erotica, right? It's a lot of bragging. I did this, I did that. But I have noticed something in the writing of the book. There is a point where, like, really on the top of the word, and I felt maybe you haven't been, as you said, because it's a kind of a therapy. Your writing at the end of the book, it's like, oh yes, I have all of that, but I feel nothing. And I felt that you started converting towards the end. Yeah. Because a lot of people might judge you, but they will never have the opportunities that you had. You had everything. You had the access, you had the money, you had the power, you had the gambling, the money, the drugs, the women. You have no limits.
Worldwide fame. That
worldwide,
was a crazy one.
And then you reach there, and he said like, it doesn't fill me anymore. A lot of people say like, oh, he's just talking from a place of privilege. He has so much money, he doesn't care about the poor people. Like, it's like a lot of people is like, oh, this is just like bullshit because you had it all.
Well, I think you can't really say it until you've had it, right? It's kind of like a poor guy can't say, money isn't going to make you happy. I mean, he could say it, but like people aren't going to take it that seriously, versus if a billionaire tells you that and they give it all away, I think that gives him some real credibility. And so I think when you have access to all those women and that kind of a lifestyle and you walk away from it, you tell people that it's, probably not the answer. It's not what's going to make you happy. I think it has a different level of credibility. Like if Hugh Hefner would have told me when I was a little kid that this stuff isn't going to make you happy and it's not the answer, I probably still would have gone down a similar path, but I would have remembered him saying that, and I might have stopped earlier. It would have, I would have listened to him. I wouldn't have listened to my dad or somebody else, So I think it's different when somebody's actually done it and they tell you.
So what filled the void then? I mean, because like, honestly, like I've read the book. It is a book of it is someone who feels so empty inside and you're filling it with
To those that are saying like, oh, he's talking about the book and he's talking about his life and his experience. I get that. I just don't think it should be connected to Palestine in any way. And I think a lot of the times you hear from him, he's connecting the two. And I don't like that. I don't like connecting anti-Semitism to, or like, like being anti-Semitic and connecting that to Palestine. I don't like that. I don't like connecting like all of his past. Like, sure, he's free to do whatever he wants. Okay, that's his past, khalas. But I don't think that should be like intertwined with Palestine. Why are you doing that? Like, I don't think that's right. But maybe it's because he asked him like, oh, what did you do from this period, the 1 year that you weren't on, and then you came back and then you said free Palestine. What happened? And he was just talking about his 1 year and like getting off of his addictions and whatever. I don't know.
Everything.
I just don't. I don't know. anyways, forget it. It's fine. He's not, obviously, that's his life. Let him do whatever he wants to do.
Who feels so empty inside, and you're filling it with everything. Yeah. You're filling it with like...
His message is important. He became a humanitarian after waking up from temporary attachments, addictions, distractions. Yes, I agree. I just think the way he did it, the way he's like saying it, I guess, I don't know if it's very like vulgar. I don't really like that. But I understand. And I just don't think including being anti-Semitic in them, I don't think that's like I don't know. He says like the Holocaust didn't happen, and then he's saying free Palestine as well. Like there's a time and place. You know?
Empty inside, and you're filling it with everything. Yeah. You're filling it with like high stakes gambling. You're filling it with supermodels, Playboy mates. You're filling it with drugs and partying and money. You're filling that void. It's a black hole. What made you feel that you had enough? What filled the void?
Well, you can't fill a black hole, right? But I did get to the end of the road, and the end of the road is when you physically can't have sex with more girls than want to have sex with you, and the end of the road is when you can't spend the money, and the end of the road is when you go to every corner of the world and everybody knows who you are, right? Like, so I do think that I got to the end of the road with a lot of these hedonistic things.
And you didn't find the answer.
I think the big wake-up call was when I did the 300-foot yacht with like 30 girls, and I had less fun than I did on the 200-foot yacht with 12 girls. And like the more wasn't better.
Yeah, so 30 is like 12.
Well, I'm just saying
it's like 5. Well, like you're talking about astronomical things.
Like I said, it's fine. 6 million. Yeah.
On the top and go down. People can respect to it about what you
favor this, and they because all stuff that maybe they didn't go to their life looked up. I don't want to do it. Other people don't want to do this.
Yo, editor, please cut. Literally, just cut everything that's inappropriate or rated R out, please.
Nobody wants to get the hood of their life looked up, and all the bad stuff brought to light, and stuff that maybe they didn't even do, manufactured and brought to light. That's why...
Guys, I'm streaming this live so I can give you my honest... I just have never watched this. If I watched it, I wouldn't be reacting to this on here. I would be like filming it on a video and just... If you want to learn about Palestine, don't go to Dan Bilzerian. This is my honest opinion, okay?
Nobody runs for politics that isn't trying to help themselves. And there's very few people that are doing it just to help the country. And, I look at this as like a totally selfless act. It's not something I want to do. I don't want to go to D.C. I don't want to put on a suit. I don't want to do any of this stuff. But
But why are you doing it?
Because we need people in government that care about America.
But then, like, a lot of people would say, like, you've done this and that, and you've slept with all of these women, and you have displayed it. How would you answer back? Especially that there are people who are compromised and they're not telling us anything.
Well, I mean, I can answer. I actually think that me putting all that on display and me doing all that is a good thing. Because most of what I've done is what people want to do.
At least he's willing to call out Israel. Okay, great. That's amazing. And we appreciate that. But just don't put it in the same breath as like actual anti-Semitism and like kind of, I don't know, your past and whatever the fuck's going on there. I don't know. I don't think you should include the two together, number one. Number two, Andrew Tate is a good example. He speaks about Palestine sometimes. Okay, good. We like him for that. But we don't like him for a lot of other things. So it's like, don't just focus on that one issue. Okay, Tucker Carlson, he's good about Palestine, but he still thinks mass deportation is good and still doesn't like immigrants. And you know what I mean? Okay, so you can't just focus on one thing and say, oh, well, he's good because of this. Well, no, not really. That you have to focus on a bunch of other things as well. Like, I had a conversation, I will not say with who, but it was with another famous person about this cause, and their floor, or their, like, I guess their moral compass checker was about the Palestinian cause, and if they believe in that and they think it's a genocide and they talk about it, then they're a good person, and they genuinely believe that. And this person's like way older than me, and I was just, and I had a genuine conversation with him off camera. I sat down with him. I was just like, well, let me tell you why that's not really, like, you shouldn't you shouldn't just be blinded by, oh, someone supports Palestine. Oh, someone said free Palestine, so we love them now. No, I mean, they could, a rapist could say free Palestine. That doesn't mean they're a good person, or whatever. A criminal or a person that has, I don't know. I mean, just so many different things. It doesn't make you a good person to say free Palestine. Just my take on that. And I think it's just the truth as well.
And that's what people get bribed for. Like, people get bribed so they can get more money. They want money so they can get women. They want fame. They want power. They want notoriety. They want all the things that I don't care about. And so that makes me uncorruptible. And that's a very important piece, because most of the people that are in office, I would say almost all the people that are in office, are doing it for the betterment of themselves, to get more money so they can have a better life, so they can get more women, so they can get more power, so they can advance their career. But it's not to do what's best for America. And that's the problem. That's literally the crux of the problem. And another issue is, I can go there and I can tell you, hey, I'm going to buy you 2 Ferraris. I'm going to give you a super yacht. I'm going to buy you a $10 million house. And I can tell everybody in my district that, and get elected. And I can say, hey, go f your mother. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to send all your money to Israel. And that's what Randy Fine is going to do. He's going to tell you whatever you want to hear. He's not going to do any of it. There's no accountability. And he's just going to send all your hard-earned tax dollars to kill, foreigners instead of help Americans. And that's why, somebody has to do this, because there's no accountability. The first thing I want to do is pass laws so that if you knowingly lie to your constituents, that you get punished for that. That should be fraud. That is the definition of fraud, is lying to people, deceiving people, and there's no accountability. Trump can just lie and lie and lie, and nothing happens. And that's the problem with the system. The system is broken.
But then, listen, dude, it is very easy for someone to say, hey, this is a degenerate lifestyle. Are you going to vote for the guy who's openly been pictured with women, porn stars, been taking drugs? I mean,
editor, also cut that out, please.
This is not the kind of person that should represent us in Congress.
Well, what you have is people that are having sex with underage kids and that are blackmailed, and they're blackmailed by a foreign country. So that's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid people that are blackmailed, not people that lead with their worst. I actually trust a person that tells me what I don't want to hear, what's bad about him. That's the guy that I trust, not the guy that tells me that he's perfect, because nobody's perfect. So for me, I value honesty over, an illusion. Most of these politicians are just turds that are painted gold. And so it's like, yeah, it looks shiny on the outside, but it's a bunch of shit on the inside. And so, one of the benefits of being completely honest is that, what you see is what you get.
Dan, you're running for a seat in Florida, and Florida is full of people who pretty much support Israel. They love Israel, and they're going to be the people who are voting in your district. How would you going to be dealing with that? It seems like a little bit like, I want to say Mamdani, but this is a Mamdani with a much crazier lifestyle.
Well, Mamdani was in a 20% Jewish district.
Please do not compare Dan Bilzerian to Mamdani, Mr. Yusuf, Ya Basim, Habibi. Don't. That is not the same thing at all. There's no comparison. There is zero comparison. Don't do that.
And I am in a less than 2%. So yeah, I mean, if Americans think that the best use of their taxes is to go bomb foreigners, then they're fucking idiots. And and if they want to be idiots and they want to pay a bunch of money to kill kids, then they'll have to live here. I can leave. I don't have to. I'm not going to get stuck here. They'll be stuck here. So if they want to make stupid decisions and they want a guy that prioritizes a foreign country over America, well, they'll pay for it. I won't, because I'll leave.
In your book, you mention a lot of people in your circles, lawyers that worked with you, players, very close friends who are Jewish. I think one of the most famous cases that was that woman who sued you for throwing her from the over the roof. I think your lawyer was Jewish, and he wrote the most beautiful. What do you call it? Subpoena? What was it?
It was kind of a response.
A response, yeah. That was like an epic.
I understand Basim's being devil's advocate, 100%. There's nothing. I don't think there's a problem with that. I'm just saying that even to joke about comparing him to Mamdani, just nah, man.
So we have all of these Jewish friends around you. Mm-hmm. So my question for you is, has your political position affected your relationship with them?
All right, boys, pop quiz. What's your plan to lose the belly?
Also, editor, please get rid of any, like, if I'm reading comments or anything like the one I just read, like, get rid of things like that as well.
Well,
your political position affected your relationship with them?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's kind of an important thing. So if you go back like 4 or 5 years, I would say I probably had as many Jewish friends as non-Jewish friends. I mean, I was a rich guy, I hung out with rich people, and they all happened to be Jewish. It wasn't something I really thought about. I didn't like wake up one day like, oh, the Jews, or I didn't grow up in a family that was like anti-Jewish. This wasn't even like a concept. Their response to my criticism of Israel was very eye-opening, and that's kind of where this started. This wasn't a criticism of Jews. It started as a criticism of Israel. And in a response, I was kicked off the board of my company. They tanked a $750 million sale. My lawyer screwed up the case on purpose. My business manager tried to blackmail me. So I basically had, a ton of my Jewish friends turn on me because I had, opinion on a foreign country, which seemed very strange to me because I'm, part Armenian. And if people were to criticize Armenia, I wouldn't like try and blackmail them and fuck them over and this, that, and the other. So I just really didn't understand it because I feel like a lot of people have to do the mental gymnastics of like, what is my audience going to respond to? What can I say? How's this going to resonate? Is this going to hurt me in this way or this way? And like, yeah, it is liberating to just tell the truth and not give fuck what anybody is going to say about it and just allow the truth to be the truth. It's like the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just cut it loose. It'll defend itself.
Was it St. Peter? San Augustine.
Yeah, St. Augustine.
St. Augustine. You surrounded yourself with certain types of friends. The people who gambled with you, the people who partied with you. Is this circle different now?
Yeah.
Well, who are the people around you right now?
Well, I would say my circle's smaller. When I was in LA, I had more symbiotic relationships where it was like, okay, this celebrity can do this for me and I can do this for him. And LA was a lot of like, everybody's trying to get something from you. So I kind of treated it like, okay, well, if it's beneficial for me and I know this person's trying to get, fame or he's trying to get access to my party or whatever it was. So it was very transactional. And I would say my life is very different now. I just hang out with people that, I like, that I feel are authentic, and enjoy doing, some of the things I like to do.
Listen, some of the questions will sound as if it's like they're repetitive, but it's kind of like a deeper dive of some of the things, because we talked about you getting away from that lifestyle because you reached the end of the world, the end of the road, that you've done everything. But more specifically, was there a singular moment where you said, that's it? Or was it a series of events and happenings that made you come to that conclusion?
Well, like I said, I kind of came to the conclusion in 2016, 2017, but then I did it more for the brand and to, create something. And then I did it again in like 2021, more of like a fuck you.
But you were already on your way out, like mentally you were on your way out of that life.
Yeah.
Like you felt like it is like, it's there. It's like in an open buffet where like the food is there, let's just eat.
Dude, I went hard in like 2018, 2019, and 2020. Like I went really hard. Like I was traveling almost every other week to a tropical island with 12 girls, and we were throwing parties at my house, like $1 million parties and just crazy stuff. Like every week it was something nuts.
I feel like that's like the 5th time he said that.
Or like the modern...
And I skipped like 10 minutes of this.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did it better. Like people that have been to both parties, they were like, because I had maybe 300 guys, mostly celebrities, and 3,000 girls. When I was 21, I was in Navy SEAL training to get my head kicked in. If I had the opportunity to be on a yacht and partying with celebrities and making hundreds of thousands of dollars, I mean, that would have been a dream.
So this can land differently on two different kind of audiences. The kind of like the feminist, leftist, liberal movement, and the conservative right-wing movement, because they could say, well, you are belittling those women. You are giving a message that if a woman has a certain level of beauty, this is the easiest way to go and throw herself up in parties. So to climb the ladder faster, basically giving up her body for that. And on the left side, it's like, well, what's wrong? This is powerful. This is women empowerment. So it seems that you can never win by like on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't care. I mean, that's kind of the problem with our system right now is like if you're trying to appease the left, you can't do it. If you're trying to appease both sides, you can't do it. I mean, they've created a system where both sides are inherently pitted against each other and constantly fighting. And it's all this finger pointing of like, oh, it's these stupid leftists, or it's these white supremacists on the right, or it's these Nazis. You know, they have all these words. And what ends up happening is they get distracted from who's actually causing the problems. And I think that's one of the issues of the system today.
Can I ask you something? So if this is kind of like you're rejecting the left versus the right bullshit, why are you running as a Republican, not an independent?
Well, I would say you don't have a chance as an independent. So if you look at how these people vote, a lot of people just really believe like, oh, we have to vote Republican because the left is crazy. They won't even consider an independent. They're just like Republican all the way down the sheet. And I have to win the Republican primary to win this race.
Do you think the Republican Party will support you if you beat Randy Fine?
They won't even have to. The Republican in this district always wins. It's like such a favorite. So that's the problem is like the system really isn't created to give the people like a candidate that's going to support them. It's kind of like there's just all this corruption. That's what I've seen. That's one of the reasons that I entered this race is to really understand politics. And what you see is like on the campaign trail, you have all these different people trying to like pull money out of the campaign fund. You know, they overcharge you on the door knockers. They overcharge you on the TV. Like everybody's got their hands in the pot trying to, you know, make money on this. What it really comes down to is like who spends the most. I mean, we saw that with Thomas Massey. I mean, this guy Ed is like nobody even heard of this dude. Yeah. Comes in, beats the incumbent in like a 2-month or so campaign just because they spent, you know, a bunch of Jewish money.
They spend 35 million.
Literally be like,
thank you for watching.
It's the people.
Thank you for watching part 1 of my interview with Dan Bilzerian. Please stay tuned next week for more.
Let's see what's owned by Jewish Zionists. So we have Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Threads, Oculus, Google Search, YouTube, Android, Gmail, Google Maps, Cloud, Chrome, DeepPlay, DeepMind, Waywo, Hookup Apps, Porn, OnlyFans, Allo, Pornhub, YouPorn, RedTube, Brazzers.
Okay, shut up. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this reaction video. We watched the first part of Bassem Youssef and Dan Bilzerian. If you guys wanted to watch part 2, which I don't think is out yet, but when it does come out, let me know if you guys want to, you know, if you want to see me react to that. Listen, I don't think, like, okay, when Dan Bilzerian talks about Palestine, do I agree with what he's saying about Palestine? Yes, I do. Obviously, he's talking about the genocide. He's saying how it's wrong and all these things, right? I agree with that. What I disagree with is by putting in like all these other anti-Semitic, like, you know, phrases and just thought processes and ideologies. I don't think you should, you know, conflate Judaism and Zionism, which I think, unfortunately, from what I've seen, maybe not necessarily, you know, in this, but in general, I've seen that he's done that, which I don't like. Anyways, the part 2 looks like it's going to be more about Israel and Palestine. So we'll, you know, we'll get to that point, or, you know, we'll watch that when it comes out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button, use, well, I was going to say, turn on the notification bell. Let me redo that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button with that notification bell as well. Turn that on and comment down Free Palestine if you made it this far in the video. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. And that is for my YouTube channel. So I'm going to end the recording. There we go. Anyways, I might end the stream here. There's another video that I could actually react to. Maybe I should while I'm here.
Israel is using...
Not this one. This is more about Israel and Palestine, though. Here. We will do this. Thank you for the gift, Kat. I appreciate that. Best friend, guys. Oh, you can't hear? You should hear me now, right? Okay. Hey guys, Hamza here. Today we're going to be reacting to Netanyahu is a fascist by Ehud Barak, and he breaks his silence on the Epstein claims. I don't know what this is, but let us... Actually, this was in the beginning. Wait.
Well, joining me now is the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak.
Yes, so this is Ehud Barak. Okay, let me restart that.
Yes. Well, joining me now is the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak.
Ehud Barak. We got the former Prime Minister talking about Netanyahu, saying he's a fascist. I wonder what this is about. Let's see what Piers Morgan's doing here.
Mr. Barak, welcome back to Uncensored. How significant do you think it is that Benjamin Netanyahu's government appears to be preparing to ignore a Supreme Court ruling in Israel, thus, in many people's eyes, defying its own rule of law?
I seriously think it's a major blow. It's a kind of to our democracy. It is an attack of the government on the...
There's no democracy in Israel, but okay.
Israeli democracy in a very dangerous manner, unprecedented. There is no way to run a modern democracy based on the idea that the executive branch can impose its judgment on judicial issue over the Supreme Court. So it's a direct attack on democracy, and there is no way but to block it and stop it. A government that dares to attack this way the relevance of verdicts of the Supreme Court might even ignore the results of election in Israel. And you can't impose anything on it.
Well, that is a very significant point, that if it gets to the elections and Netanyahu was to lose the election, then given what he's now doing with the Supreme Court, many people fear he will simply refuse to accept the result of that election. What happens then?
Well, I mean, dude, he's been in some way or shape or form of power for the past 30 years. This guy is a dictator. Of course, he's not going to listen to any result, bro. He's going to stay until he's dead, man. Like, he doesn't care. And that's why he's starting all of these wars, by the way, quote unquote wars. I mean, it's a genocide, not a war in Gaza. But with Iran, for example, or Lebanon, or whatever country he's just like throwing bombs at, he's doing it to stay in power. He knows once it's over and once there is like quote unquote peace or like, you know, kind of calmness, they're going to have to take him to The Hague or take him and charge him for war crimes because, and not only that, but corruption charges in his own government.
No, I don't know. All living former chiefs of the Supreme Court issued a statement today saying that accepting this new norm will be the last nail in the coffin of Israel as a democratic, advanced country. And I really think that this government under Netanyahu, even before the war of 7th of October, it's almost 3 years ago, they started an attack on our democracy. They brought us to the verge of the abyss, and they seem to be determined to keep moving forward. And the Chief Justice, former Chief Justice Barak, not a relative of mine, told the public very honestly, we are defending democracy, but you, the people, should not expect the Supreme Court or the Attorney General to solve it to you. It's up to the people to solve it. And that's very tough warning. I think that the only way is for the president of the country, who are immune against any steps, to take the lead and call upon the people to go out to the streets.
I just wanted to say, just to throw this out there, right wing or left wing, doesn't matter. It's the same bird. At the end of the day, they all think the same way. They have the same goals. He might not like Netanyahu, but unfortunately, he more than likely wants the same exact end goal. He has the same exact like ending. You know what I mean? Whether he does it in a nicer way or he chooses a different route to go, at the end of the day, all of the Israeli officials and Israeli politicians, former prime ministers, whatever, you name it, they have the same agenda. They want, they want the same thing. So please just keep that in mind. Like, yeah, this guy's saying, oh, Netanyahu's a fascist. Apparently that's in the title, and you might see that later on here in this video, but it doesn't matter because it's just for like points as well. It's for he's trying to gain points from like from his side of the bird, his wing. You know what I mean? He's trying to gain his own points and trying to look good to his people, to his you know what I mean? It doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day, man. It's all bullshit.
To establish a siege on the Knesset and the Prime Minister office, paralyze the state until this government kind of resign. And
people are saying this guy was also on the Epstein Island. Yeah, well, that checks.
I don't believe that the president will do it based on his behavior in the last 3 years. Then it comes to the heads of opposition. The heads of opposition should call upon the people to stop everything that's moving in the country in order to make sure that the government will understand that it has no choice but to resign. I don't believe even in free and fair election under this situation, and I don't want to dive into all alternatives that Netanyahu has to try to torpedo a fair and right kind of executed elections.
Who is the best potential next Prime Minister of Israel? Who can repair the damage that Netanyahu and this government, with people like Ben Gvir and Smodrich saying ever more outrageous things, doing ever more outrageous things, who is going to be the person that comes through to save Israel from what is going on?
Dude, no one. No one's going to save Israel. I mean, actually, save Israel? Man, I think they're all... What does that even fucking mean, save Israel? No one. No one. No one can save Israel from what... They khalas, man. Khalas, the world has woken up. We've seen the true colors of Israel. And it's too late. You cannot save an apartheid regime, an illegal state, a genocidal project. You can't save it. Khalas, a colonial project, you can't. God, we got ads, man. We got ads.
Wow. I don't want to point to a name. I want to ask in a different way. We have 5 heads of opposition. Eisenkot, a former chief of staff, a leading general. Bennett, a former prime minister for about a year. Lapid, who was a prime minister for 3 months. Lieberman, who is the head of kind of a good right-wing party, but against Netanyahu. And Yair Golan, who runs the Democratic Party. Each one of them, and any...
These comments are frying me, bro. Shut up. You guys are so fucking funny.
Permutation of this, each one of them, and any permutation of these 5 people, one of them prime minister, one minister of defense, one minister of foreign affairs, one minister of treasury, and one minister of internal security or of justice. Any
justice! Yes!
Permutation is 10 times better than the present government led by Netanyahu is totally derailed from the normative behavior of a prime minister, and the group of dwarfs, yes men, which are totally kind of, I know, something that no country will nominate to run a bus station in a major city.
Breathe, bro. He is like literally running out of breath. Can you hear him? He's like about to pass out.
Will nominate to run a bus station in a major city.
Yeah, breathe.
And these zeros in terms of political power are running the country into a disaster.
Disaster. Oktober! Oktober släppen! Disaster. What is this, man?
Include some Jewish supremacy, messianic fanatics, and some others who are ultra-religious, good Jews, but totally detached from realities of politics and basically blackmailing Netanyahu, who is very weak these days because of his corruption court case, because the demand to establish an inquiry committee, national inquiry committee to check what happened in the...
Someone commented, we're holding our breaths waiting for him to finish talking. Oh,
7th
shit.
of October, and even before and after. And his main problem with Trump, when he now loses his support, and even the objective results of the war, in spite of unprecedented achievements of the IDF, of our Air Force, our intelligence, and so on, after almost 3 years, not a single objective of the war had been achieved. Not in Gaza against the Hamas. They are still on their
the Hamas, yeah. What?
feet and having their weapons. Not in the Hezbollah, against Hezbollah in Lebanon, we are still alive and kicking. And for sure not in Iran. There is no toppling down of the regime, no end to the nuclear military program, no end to the ballistic missile problem, and no end to...
Bro, why are you upset that another country is trying to get nuclear weapons to protect themselves? Meanwhile, you're holding 50 to 100 illegal nuclear weapons yourselves. The reason no one wants to bomb Israel is because you guys have nukes. That's why they, not Iran, not just Iran, but any country wants nukes as well for safety. Have you ever thought of that? Why are you the ones that are what do you think you're more more responsible with nukes? Clearly not. You guys like literally threatened to nuke Gaza to the ground, and you practically already are with your bombs, man. 90% of it is gone.
The proxy system. So it's not an absolute victory, it's absolute failure. And it's time for the world to realize Netanyahu and Israel are not the same. The interests of Netanyahu and security and national Israel...
I don't like that. It's giving Bernie Sanders, okay? Separating Israel and Netanyahu, you can't do that. The Israeli society, the Israeli government, and Netanyahu are all one and the same, unfortunately. Okay, I wish it wasn't the same. I wish they were different. But unfortunately, Israel and their society are one in the same. Israel, Netanyahu, and their society are one in the same, okay? 99%, okay, maybe not 95%, heck, okay? The majority of their society are demons, man. It's like, it's sad that that's true, but that's the only country in the world, quote unquote, that literally think the same way as their prime minister in terms of killing Palestinians and human life. Half of Israel doesn't like Netanyahu, but for the wrong reasons. They don't like him. Oh, well, Netanyahu's making me pay more money, or I don't like his take on, Burger King or McDonald's, or like some other bullshit small reason that they don't like Netanyahu. They don't like him for other reasons, not because they are killing Palestinians. They all agree on that. Okay? A lot of Israelis that have told me that they wanted to kill me because I'm Palestinian, they don't like Netanyahu. But they don't like him for different reasons. You understand? But the one thing that they all universally have in common is that they don't want Palestine to be free, and they don't care about Palestinians, and that Palestinians never existed, and that Palestinians are more of a modern thing, and that just became a thing in 1964. It's all bullshit lies.
Are not the same. Netanyahu by now is driven by his personal interest of survivability as a prime minister in order not to face the day of reckoning when he will have to take accountability for all the damage he caused in the recent years. And he's behaving as a private individual, that want to survive, not as a responsible leader of a nation in deep trouble.
Well, that's true too, but you know, and the reason he's doing that is because he has a lot of corruption charges in his own government. He's gonna go to The Hague, and he has a lot of war crimes on his name, and so do other Israeli officials. He's not the only one, right? So does this guy. This motherfucker has a lot of shit on his name too. I mean, this guy was in the Epstein files, and he was in the Epstein Island. He had a room in the Epstein Island or some shit, right? Like, there's a problem with this guy too. I don't know.
How damaging has the Iran war been, do you think, to Israel's credibility as a government, to the relationship with the United States?
The attack, the 12-day attack last year in June 25 was in a way justifiable blow to their nuclear military plant, to their missile industry and so on. Not obliterate.
He was a regular visitor to Epstein. It's crazy.
Not pushing them backward for generations as Netanyahu and Trump try to exaggerate the result. But
and I don't know if I missed it, but why is he not flaming him on that and like questioning him on that, you know? Oh, wait. Maybe he did. Where is that? Pierce asked Barak about what? About what? Wait, where is the Epstein? I think it's over here. Oh, no. It's here.
If you've been thinking about getting Pocket, this is...
Getting what, bro? What is that?
Case between Virginia Giuffre and Alan Dershowitz. Your name appeared...
So he's actually asked about it. Let's see.
The government 9 months before the war started.
Yeah, I would say that since you last appeared on my show, your name appeared many times in the Epstein files, including regular correspondence, multiple visits to Epstein's Manhattan apartment, one to his private island. And your critics have said you must have known what he was like and what he was doing. What do you say to your critics?
That it's not true. You know, I knew him. I never denied, and I knew him for years since 2003.
It's not true. It's not true. That's all you gotta say, bro.
And I met when I used to visit the United States several times a year. I used to meet with him, usually for a breakfast or lunch. I met American leading figures from...
يعني wallah, I don't understand half of the words he just said. I'm gonna rewind.
For years since 2003. And I met, when I used to visit the United States several times a year, I used to meet with him, usually for a breakfast or lunch. I met American leading figures from...
What the fuck is that sentence? What the fuck's he saying?
I met American leading figures...
What did he just say? Can someone please tell me in the chat? What did he just say? I met American leading figures. Oh, okay.
From politics, both sides of the aisle, from the academy.
So Epstein was an American leading figure.
Diplomacy,
right.
From business, from philanthropy, leading players. I never witnessed or had been exposed to any kind of improper behavior. Not
behavior. This guy's is just full of shit. He's just lying. And this guy went to the island, did he not?
With young women and not with any other situation. And it's true that I spent...
He have it like he almost had a stroke. He was like, what was that?
Other situation. And it's true that I spent some time when I came to New York.
That's what happens when you start like lying, man.
Some time in a building where he had a dozen or 2 dozens of apartments, and I never saw anything of this nature. I visited his island one time together with my wife, an Israeli detail, security detail. We spent there 3 hours in certain afternoon. There was no one there except for Epstein himself and several locals who were working in gardening and maintenance. So it's, of course, I regret the fact that I ever had met him and would be happy if I would have been feeling anything. In fact, I knew that he was in a prison for about a year, in open prison in Florida, for tempting a girl for relationship, something like this. But I judge him based on what I've said the American society judged him. I kept meeting more scientists, leading politicians, even journalists, respected people.
But he was,
in his
as you
kind
know.
of.
Okay, but he was, as you know, he was a convicted sex offender. I mean, he perpetrated a sex crime against a minor, and everybody knew that. And the question that people have for people like you who continue to be so friendly with him is, why would you choose to be friendly with somebody who was a convicted sex offender?
You know, I am not an expert on the rules and norms in America, but for
But in Israel, we can do anything we want. So I didn't know it was illegal for him to be with the younger girls under the age of 13 in the U.S. because it's legal here. And we run away from the U.S., actually. We come over here because it's legal. Shut the fuck up, please.
From what have I seen, the kind of people that were meeting in his place.
I can't.
And meeting with him very regularly. I was only 4 or 5 times a year in America, and the people I met there left for me no doubt that the American society, even the upper kind of privileged layers of it, stratas of it.
Yo, D Banga with the membership. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted membership.
Understood the layers of it, stratas of it, understood that he made certain crime. He served some time in an open prison. He paid his duty, whatever, to society. And the American society, as a matter of fact, kept treating him in what seems to be the same way. So
but
I didn't feel that I have any.
Right, but he was.
knowledge.
I mean,
So other people were being nice to him, so I had to also be nice and go to his island and see all the little children.
he was a convicted paedophile.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
He was
a convicted paedophile.
He was. You know, once again, I'm not an expert on the rules of America.
Well, I think it's a pretty.
I know that people having.
I don't know about the rules of America. He's just digging a bigger hole for himself. Why is he saying that? That's the stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard, man. I don't know what defines the pedophiles in the USA, but it's not what the same definition in Israel, actually. It needs to be under 6 years old in Israel. So 8 years old is okay. So, please shut up. Please shut up. Go back to the island. Go bury yourself in the island alive. What are you? Shut up, please.
All due respect to Mr. Brack, it's the same rule pretty much everywhere. If you sexually abuse a minor, you're a paedophile. I mean, he pleaded guilty to state charges in Florida for soliciting a child for prostitution. That's what he was found guilty of. And it's pretty.
Know, I told you. Pierce, I told you, I regret the fact that I ever met him. I did not see any significant difference in the way that Americans, leading politicians, heads of universities, kind of retiring diplomats, leading philanthropists and businessmen, where I would see them. And the fact that the American society accepted him probably blinded me to understand that something more kind of serious behind it. I learned about the width and the depths of his activities only when in 2019 it became a second round of the same kind of, the whole story came to another scrutiny.
Raj in the chat, what's going on? Thank you so much for commenting. Free Palestine. Everyone hit that follow button if you guys are new, by the way.
Of the whole story came to another scrutiny of the judicial system in America. Before then, I did not understand it as something that America is rejecting.
Just finally on this.
Did I hear him right?
Businessmen, where I would see them and the lots of universities, Pierce, I told
Sorry, just give me 1 second.
you, I regret the fact that I ever met him. Americans, leading politicians, heads of universities, leading philanthropists and businessmen, where I would see them, and the fact that the American society accepted him probably blinded me to understand that something more kind of serious behind it. I learned about the width and the depths of his activities only when in 2019 it became a second round of the same kind of, the whole story came to another scrutiny of the judicial system in America. Before then, I did not understand it as something that America is rejecting.
So if America rejects it, then you'll reject it. But because no one looked at it in a bad light, so, you know, oh, he's okay then. Like, that's what Israel has been doing for the past 80 years before October 7th, is murdering Palestinians and occupying them. And because no one batted an eye and said anything about it, oh, so we'll keep going, right? That is not an excuse. Like, that is the stupidest shit to say. Well, I know he was a pedophile, but no one said anything about it. So I went to go hang out with the children. It's like, oh man, this doesn't make any sense, man. It just it doesn't make.
Just finally on this, because people have asked the question. In 2020,
doesn't make any sense,
the
dude.
Miami Herald reported that your
So
name
dumb.
appeared in court documents in the defamation case between Virginia Giuffre and Alan Dershowitz. It alleged that Giuffre claimed she was trafficked to several men, including yourself. You were named too. She later dropped the lawsuit and said she may have made a mistake when she accused Dershowitz of abuse. You've always denied all allegations of impropriety and misconduct. Do you continue to maintain that denial?
Yes, of course. I didn't do anything. I didn't even see anybody. Like, I just went with my wife to the riot and then I went home. That's it. I didn't see anyone. Dude, like, he's probably one of those, he's probably like Elon Musk begging to go to one of the parties or some shit. I don't know. And they were like, that, I don't know, like, the way you speak is like, I don't know if we could allow you to enter.
I'm not sure that I understand the end of the question.
Well, simply that Virginia Giuffre made these allegations. She then dropped the allegations against Dershowitz. But the fact you were named in that court document in that case was obviously embarrassing for you. How do you feel about that?
Look, first of all, technically, Miss Giuffre could never meet me. I was introduced to Jeffrey Epstein by no other than Shimon Peres in some social event in Washington, D.C.
Did he just say technically?
Meet technically, Miss Giuffre could never meet me.
Oh, yeah, he say technically. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't.
I was introduced to Jeffrey Epstein by no other than Shimon Peres in some social event in Washington, D.C. only in May 2003. And I did not meet Epstein in person until November of 2003. By the end of 2002, Mrs. Jufre was already in Australia, married and totally disconnected from Epstein, according to her own testimony, to her own book, and to the Netflix series that I've seen, of course, only many years.
He seems to know a lot about this random girl that he should not know, I guess.
Later. And so technically she could not have ever met me. And beyond that, I...
Technically? What do you mean technically? Technically, it's actually, like, according to what she said, well, the timing doesn't add up, so technically, she couldn't have met me, actually. Like, which one is it? Did you, or did you not?
Should tell you that she never mentioned my name in any document known to me, not in her book and not in any other place. In her book, she described me as a former defense minister who was one of the people around Jeffrey Epstein. She mentioned that he had been tortured and attacked by a former prime minister that she never gave his name, and technically it could not have been me.
Yeah, he read her book too. How much more guilty can you sound? Yo, me Stone VT with the $50 donation, saying lots of love from the UAE. I caught you live in October. Wow, okay, amazing. I'm gonna stay here and catch more streams. Can you continue doing what you're doing? Most importantly, stay safe. Free Palestine. Thank you so much. Much love to you. I hope you're having a good time there, and I hope you're staying safe as well. Me Stone with the $50 donation. Put the hearts in the chat right now for MEISTON VT. You are amazing, and I appreciate your donation more than you know, and it helps me more than you know. And I know I missed a few other donations. I'm gonna catch up on all of them in a little bit. So if you wanna, show love and throw a super chat donation, go right ahead. I'll read them all after this video, inshallah. So let me just do this. Okay.
Anyway, so the name, my name basically was raised by Ellen Dershowitz at certain point, not by her. There is not a single document of the court or a single document kind of issued by her when she said Ehud Barak had sexual relations with me, tortured me, or even met me.
So just to be clear, because you've raised it, when she talked about being raped by an unnamed prime minister, as you know, it led to a feeding frenzy of rumours and conspiracies about who that prime minister might be. You've been emphatic in this interview that you don't believe you ever met Virginia Frey, and that unnamed prime minister is not you. Do you know who she was talking about?
I don't know. Of course I don't know. And I don't know how it's created and what she knew. I can tell you for sure, I never met her. I could not have met her. When I first was introduced to Epstein.
Bro, you can just see how guilty he is. Just look at his face, man. Just see how you could see how guilty he is.
And about a year before I ever met him, she was already married in Australia. So
how do you know that?
She was having some sort, probably she have something, to the best of my knowledge, somehow a kind of a deal. I don't know what kind of a deal had been established between her and Dershowitz. I don't know. I cannot follow all these details, but it's clear. I even got, my lawyers asked Dershowitz, and Dershowitz kind of verified for them in writing that he does not know of any claim of any document that claimed that I had any improper behavior with this lady Jufre or any other victim of of Epstein.
Mr. Bray, I appreciate you coming back on Uncensored. Thank you very much.
My God.
Thank you.
Like, why are you not flaming him even more and questioning him even more? That's insane that he just kind of let him loose. I'm not going to lie. For someone that's in the Epstein files, someone that was on the Epstein Island, that met Epstein in 2003, kept good relations with this dude, the way he's speaking to him is like, you're being nice, man. You're being too nice, and it's crazy. Especially since this is your first time speaking to him after his name came out from the Epstein files, after you saw that he was accused for this sexual act or whatever. Like, it's crazy. It's insane. But guys, technically, he didn't meet her. He couldn't have met her because technically it's just not, you know what I mean? Technically, if you go to the law book, I don't know why I'm making that voice, but technically, if you look at the law of the USA compared to Israel, like, technically, I don't think he did pedophilia because in Israel, it's not considered pedophilia. So technically, like, I didn't either. If you're talking about, like, you know what I mean, the USA and Israel, like, it's like, shut the fuck up, bro. He's so stupid. That was one of his first arguments, by the way, was that, oh, I didn't know the American law. I didn't know that this is, like, frowned upon, basically. You know, it's like, oh, of course it is, dumb fuck. I know you live in Israel and, like, you know, the highest, rate of pedophilia and whatnot, and people run from the US to Israel because they're safer over there being a pedophile. I get that. But, you know, don't fucking be stupid and air that shit out. Are you that dumb? Are you that, like, slow that you're gonna, like, you're gonna tell on yourself like that? It's insane. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Free Palestine. Okay, I'm gonna post that on YouTube as well. That is the second video. And it's getting late, so I don't have time to react to anything else right now, to be honest. But let me know in the chat, what do you guys think? Should we do more reaction content on my stream? Because I do them for videos. I post on Hamza Reacts as my reaction channel. Should I do this on stream more, where I react with you guys? Great commentary, really? Okay, amazing. I've never, wallah guys, first time I watched this video, and first time I watched the other video that we reacted to as well. I like reacting to things for the first time with you guys. I think it's very fun. So, Z, thank you for the hearts and all the gifts and stuff. I appreciate that. I am so sore, man. And it's 7 a.m. and I haven't slept, which is very bad. So, I'm going to go to sleep. But anyways, Z with the galaxy. WZ, thank you. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. You guys have been amazing. Look out for the full video over on my YouTube channel, my second channel, not this one, Hamza Reacts. If you guys are not subscribed to it, please be sure to do so. Just search up Hamza Reacts on YouTube. It has over 100,000 subscribers. We are going to be posting those videos there. Inshallah, today, one of them will come out. I don't know what time, but inshallah, today, one of the reaction videos will come out. Probably the one I just reacted to. I don't know, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, we're doing new things and we're doing them a little differently. So if you were to rate my stream 1 through 10 in the chat, let me know. What would you give it? Be honest as well. Don't be nice. Don't just, like, you know. Oh wait, sorry guys, you can't see me? Oh wait, you can now. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 5. Someone said 5. Why 5? Someone said 8 and 9. Why 8 and 9? Why not 10? I love a good poll. We love polls out here. Hold on. Should I do this more or not? Yes, I should, huh? Okay. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. We had over 1,000 people watching the whole time when I was reacting to content. And on YouTube, we had around like 500 people. Really good, especially for not being live for like, you know, for a while. It's been like over a month. So anyways, I love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in. And, oh, Z sending all of these watermelon. I like that. Thank you so much, Z. If you guys wanted to support me directly, now I've said this before, and I've posted about it, but guys, seriously, YouTube has demonetized me. They have, you know, they've taken my monetization status for some of my videos. They have like, Instagram fully demonetized me. Like I literally don't get anything on Instagram, and there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of that, unfortunately, with all of my, oh, you can't even see me, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of that with my social media platforms, unfortunately. So if you guys do want to support me directly and to help me continue with my activism, I do have a link in my link tree, which if you're watching on TikTok, just click on the link tree in my bio and you'll be able to support me directly. It's you know, I talk more about what I've been facing as a creator, that, you know, as a Palestinian creator, I guess, but you know, it's a way that you can support me. And if you guys want to support my brand as well, All Things Palestine, we sell merch for Palestine, hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, you name it, plushies. Every single order donates a meal to meals to families in Gaza and plants an olive tree. And I'm seeing Mouth Music in the chat. I appreciate you. I will check on that for you. Don't worry. I appreciate it. And yeah, so if you guys do want to support me at all, you can click the link in my bio, click on that donate or support Hamza, basically, and you guys can support, whether it's $1, 10, or whatever. You know, everything counts, everything helps. Obviously, don't feel pressured to do so. You just watching my stream means more to me than you might think. So and it's more than enough just watching the streams and being here with me. But it's just for, you know, anyone that wants to support me extra, that really loves what I do, and you know, wants to continue to amplify my voice as a Palestinian and as someone that's speaking out against injustices around the world. I would really appreciate it. You can click the link in my bio on TikTok or click the link in my description on YouTube. Anyways, I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. It's been your boy Hamza. Go to allthingspalestine.com. Get yourself something from my merch store. Support Palestine in any way you can. And I'll see you guys in the next stream, inshallah. I love you guys, and free Palestine. Yallah. Peace out. And by the way, when I released my, actually I have new designs coming out for my All Things Palestine very soon. So just keep on the lookout for that. And when I posted about it a few days ago, people couldn't choose their sizes for some clothing. And if you're one of those people, I fixed it. You can go to my website now and actually choose which size you want, whether it's small, medium, large, XL, 2XL, whatever it is. You can now choose. I was having an issue with that a few days ago. So if you're one of those people that didn't get something because of that issue, I have fixed it. You can check it out. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And as always, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Are all the links in your bio? Yes, they should be. Which link isn't? Yeah, my link tree is in my bio. So just click on that. You'll see everything. You'll see support Hamza. That's the way you can like financially support me directly. Or you can click on All Things Palestine clothing and go buy yourself something. You know, which we plant olive trees and we donate meals to families in Gaza with that. So, you know, that keeps us going as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Yalla, I'm gonna go knock out at 7 a.m. Bye bye. I love you guys. Yalla, free Palestine.